Be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
You are a police officer, sir, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Where are you a police officer?
Los Angeles Police Department.
How long have you been a police officer?
19 years.
According to what I've read, you gave the defendant a traffic ticket, and that traffic ticket was for speeding?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was the speed that she was traveling, and what was the zone?
She was traveling 58 miles an hour in a 40-mile-an-hour zone.
Your complaint states that subsequent to giving her a ticket, she wrote a letter, or a series of letters, one to your captain, one to the chief, complaining about the treatment she received from you. And as a result of those letters, there was an investigation, and while there was a finding of no fault, I assume, is that right?
Correct, Your Honor.
Those letters will remain in your file, and you want to be compensated because you said everything that she said about you was a lie.
That's true.
So first I have to find out from Ms. Davis. I'd like to see from you a copy of the letter that you sent to Officer Robinson's superiors. Now, can you also please identify who your witnesses are?
I am my father, James Davis, and my mother, Winnie Davis.
Okay. And neither of them were present during the course of this
No, they weren't.
incident. Is that right?
Yes.
Perfect. And your father, from what I gather from your answer, as well as from Officer Robinson's complaint, is a retired police officer. Is that right?
Yes.
All right. Now, Ms. Davis, I would like you to start from the beginning.
Okay.
The very beginning.
Your Honor,
And tell me what happened when Officer Robinson stopped you.
Well, I would like to start off by saying that it has nothing to do with the actual citation. I wrote the letter about expressing my feelings to the police department about the way that I was treated and how I felt.
Why don't you just answer my question? I asked you to tell me what happened from the moment that he pulled you over for speeding.
Okay. He pulled me over and he told me that I was allegedly going too fast.
Pulled you over, and he said to you, what were his words?
I don't remember his exact
What
words.
did you say to him?
Hello. I rolled down my window. He asked for my license and registration.
Did you have your license?
Yes, I did.
Did you have your registration?
Yes, I did.
Fine. So he took the license, and what did he do with it?
He proceeded to tell me what he stopped me for, and he went back to his car.
No, I don't want you to tell me he proceeded to tell me what he stopped me for. He said something to you. I stopped you for speeding. You were going 58 miles in a 40-hour zone. What did he say to you, Miss Davis?
I'm sorry, I'm just very nervous.
Well, get unnervous. Did he say to you, I'm giving you a ticket because you were speeding?
Yes.
Fine. And what did you say to him?
I asked him if he knew my father.
And what did he say to you?
He said he knew exactly who my father was.
You said to him, do you know who my father is? And he must have said to you, who's your father?
Yes.
And you said?
Jim Davis.
And he said, I know exactly who your father is.
He said, yes, he's a retired police officer. Yes, he did. That's what he said.
No, what did he say to you? Did he say, I know he's a retired police officer, or did he say, I know exactly who your father is?
He's a retired police officer. I know exactly who he is.
Fine. And then what did he do?
He went back to his motorcycle to continue writing my ticket.
And what did you do?
I looked for my insurance.
Did you find it?
Yes.
And did you, at some point, get out of the car?
Yes.
Was it before or after you found your insurance?
Probably during. I made a phone call on my cell phone.
Who did you make a phone call to?
To my father.
What for?
Because I was nervous about the way I was being treated.
So far you have been treated perfectly.
Yeah, but...
So far you have been treated perfectly, professionally and perfectly. So what did you call your father for?
Because I wanted to ask him a question.
What question did you want to ask him?
About my insurance, because I had just gotten a new insurance card because my car had been broken into, so I called...
Perfectly reasonable. So when you got your father on the phone, what did you say to him?
I told him that I had just been stopped by a police officer for speeding, and he said, can I talk to the officer? So at that point, with the insurance in my hand, I got out of the car, and I went up to him, and I asked him if I could ask him something, and he put his hand up in my face.
No, you didn't say that to him at all. Don't give me baloney. You said, my father wants to talk to you.
No, I said, can my father talk to you?
Right, that's exactly what you said. Can my father talk to you? Don't leave that out. And he put his hands up in your face and said what?
He said, I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to anybody. Go to your car. He didn't want to discuss anything further with
Sounds perfectly right to me. Doesn't it sound perfectly right to you, former retired police officer Davis? That requires a simple yes or no. Is anything that your daughter said to you sound untoward on the part of this officer?
She's left a couple of things out.
No, you weren't there.
Yes, ma'am, you're correct.
You weren't there. So if you were me, and you've been around the ballpark a little bit, if you were me listening to your daughter right now, would you find anything untoward in this police officer's conduct?
Only the part about he didn't want to talk to her and go have a seat in the car.
No. What she said was she wanted him to talk to you. And you were going to try to talk him out of giving your daughter a ticket.
That's not true.
Absolutely, positively, 100%. As I'm sitting here and he's standing there.
Not anymore.
Listen to me. Speak not. Otherwise, there is absolutely no reason for you to have.
May I say something?
Call. Say nothing, sir. Don't embarrass yourself.
I won't.
You will. Believe me, you will. You will embarrass yourself because that is exactly what happened. She called you on the phone and she said, I'm going to get a speeding ticket. And you said, let me speak to the guy. That's what your daughter told me.
That's not correct.
Well, that's what your daughter just told me. You mean she's lying? She said to me, my father said, let me talk to him. And I got out of the car holding my insurance card in my hand with the phone. And she walked over to him and said to him, my father wants to talk to you. And he put up his hand and he said, I don't want to talk to you. And I don't want to talk to your father. That's what she just told me. I didn't make that up.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You know why you called your father, and the fact that he wouldn't respond to it is to his credit.
But the fact is that he did not want to continue to talk to me.
He doesn't have to talk to you. You want to talk to somebody, go to a psychiatrist.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Police officer Brett Robinson says after giving Anissa Davis a speeding ticket, she filed a false complaint with his department.
She left out part of the phone conversation, which I was privileged to. When she asked me, she told me she got stopped for speeding. And I asked her, I said, did he use a radar? Did he follow you? Did he estimate your speed? What did he do? And she said, I don't know. And I said, get out of the car and ask him. She came back 2 seconds later and said, he said it was not radar. And I said, fine. And she said, would you like to talk to him? And I said, if he'll talk to me, I'll talk to him.
Listen to me, sir. Those are questions that are left for a court. You know that, and I know that. The way to fight a ticket is to go to a hearing and ask just the questions that you wanted her to ask this officer when he was giving her a ticket. He is under no obligation whatsoever to provide that information. And you know that as a former police officer.
Yes, ma'am.
So far, he did nothing untoward. Nothing. And she had no right to write a letter. None. Now you may be seated. Now I'm going to ask you some other things. Who wrote the letter?
I did.
With whose help?
With my mother and father.
Right.
But I wrote the letter with my thoughts and my ideas.
Oh, your thoughts and your
feelings.
ideas. Listen to me. I want you to understand something. I've been around the ballpark a long time. How did I know that you did not write this letter by yourself?
I'm an educated college student. I don't know why, why I wouldn't be able to
because
write
I
this
could
letter.
tell that you didn't write it yourself. That's how. Come. I could tell you didn't write it yourself. It may have been your thoughts or your ideas, but the words weren't all yours. So that comes out of vindictiveness. He was annoyed that this officer gave his daughter a ticket and would not get on the phone with him because, after all, he should have done it as a courtesy. And he didn't.
That's not true, Your Honor.
Yeah, it's true. It's absolutely true. And you did the wrong thing because you were a spoiled brat driving a little bit too fast and you got stopped and your father, I don't know if he's ever gotten you out of difficulty before, but you figured, while I'm looking for my insurance card, I'm going to call my father. There was no reason for that because you had the insurance card in your hand. You had any questions for your father, you ask him the questions after you get the ticket when you get home. There was no reason to call him then. Absolutely none. So you know why you called your father. I know why you called your father. He knows why you called your father. And the fact that he wouldn't respond to it is to his credit. That you got no more of a favor than anybody else that he might have stopped.
But the fact is that he did not want to continue to talk to me.
He doesn't have to talk to you. You want to talk to somebody, go to a psychiatrist. He doesn't have to talk to you. He's giving you a ticket.
To someone who's a police officer, who I look up to, who is on duty in uniform.
Please.
Someone who I look up to and I respect, and who doesn't want to even talk to me after that whole incident.
Let me explain something to you, madam. He doesn't want to be pressured. And before you got out of the car with your cell phone, with your father on the line, he said nothing untoward to you. According to you, and even according to your father. It wasn't until after you made the phone call, according to you, that he put his hand up in your face and refused to talk to you. And he doesn't have to talk to you. That's what you go to therapy for. His responsibility is to give you a ticket,
and
to say quiet,
and
to say license, registration. I am giving you a
and
ticket for speeding. I'm speaking. Now you're not so nervous anymore. You're interrupting the judge. I'm giving you a ticket for speeding. You were going 58 miles in a 40-hour zone. Here is your ticket. You can respond to it. You can plead guilty. You can plead not guilty. That's it. Other than that, he has to say diddly squat to you. So he acts totally professionally. License, registration, proof of insurance. Thank you very much. Have a seat in your car. You don't like it? You go home, you pick up the phone, you call your therapist, and you say, I had a very bad day today. I need an appointment. I need to vent for an hour. You don't write a letter to his superiors. Now, my question to you, sir, is you've been very quiet. The reason I started with her first is because what's the point in listening to you? I wanted to find out what she was complaining about.
Yes,
now, you're suing her for $5,000.
Yes,
I want to know what you're going to do with this $5,000 if you get it.
I really hadn't had any plans for that yet. What I wanted to ask you, or what I wanted to tell you earlier, is that what she put in the letter obviously is completely untrue, and I have proof of that. I have a tape recording of the conversation that occurred between Miss Davis and myself. What she has told her father, what she has told you, and what she has told the station is completely untrue.
Oh, I would like to hear that. You mean it's even worse?
Can I respond to
Well,
that?
Absolutely not.
So what's on the tape and what you've read in the letter is night and day.
Go ahead.
Afternoon. I'm Officer Robinson with LAPD. Briefing. The person that got your speed here on Wilbur with a laser 58, speeding 40, and then also noticed that your left brake light is out with the brake light coming behind you. Do you have your license with you?
I do. My dad is moved into, and I'm having the worst.
Do you have a transcript?
Yes, I do.
Can I see the transcript,
Yes,
please?
Can I say something, Your Honor?
Sure.
First of all, I had no clue that he had this. This is the first time I've heard of it. And but he has control to start, stop, and alter any part of this tape.
I want to read what you say. I mean, that's your voice, right? He didn't get somebody to dub your voice.
No, I'm saying, but
Good.
he has the option as his recorder to...
Quiet. Initially, when he said, do you have your license with you? You know what you responded to him? I do, which I heard there. Oh, wow. My dad's a policeman, too, and I'm having the worst time of all.
Oh, wow.
With my finals, I don't know if this matters at all. My dad works with you. Oh, Miss Davis, do you live on Brimer? Yes. Who is your father? Sergeant Davis. He works for Valley Traffic. He's a sergeant, too. Is he a motorcycle officer? Yes, he is. What's his first name? You say Jim Davis. Officer. Yeah, your dad's retired. I know who your dad is, but he's retired. It doesn't matter whether he's working or retired. You're responsible for your own driving. You say your vehicle is registered. What year is it? It's a 95. All right. All right. He says to you, wait right here. I'll be right with you. And then you say to him, my dad wants to talk to you for a second. I'm not going to talk and handle your phone. Why don't you go ahead and wait over there by your vehicle or in your vehicle?
Can I add that he put his hand in my face and said, I'm not talking to your dad, I'm not talking to you, go to your vehicle?
I'm holding a ticket book in my left hand.
So what?
And a pen in my
Just
right.
a minute. So,
you had your ticket book
listen to
and
me.
pen?
So what?
To me, a man in uniform, someone who works for the Los Angeles Police Department, should not be putting a hand in my face.
You're a big baby.
No.
You're a big baby. I don't know how many times your father's gotten you out of scrapes before. This time,
this had
he
nothing
couldn't,
to do
and
with
you
the
got
citation,
annoyed,
though.
and so did he.
This had nothing to do with the citation.
Listen to me. Can't you get this through your head? He did nothing wrong. You did. First you were speeding, and then you tried to get out of the ticket by telling him that your father was a police officer. You did something wrong. And then when you got the ticket anyway, you wrote a letter, and your father, maybe because he has nothing better to do, and your mother, I don't know what she does, participated in authoring this letter, which is going to sit in his personnel file, and it's wrong. And you owe him an apology. So stop defending your behavior. You owe him an apology.
And I didn't write the letter for the citation. He's doing this for retaliation for personal gain. He's suing me for $5,000 because I'm expressing my feelings to the department about how he lacks.
You've been living in LA too long.
No, actually,
I think you ought to go live someplace else. You've been living in LA too long.
Actually,
now I want you to be quiet because I'm speaking. For somebody who's nervous, you talk pretty well. So I want you to be quiet. My question to you, officer, it's worse than what I thought, because she tried to influence you through her father immediately on being stopped. It wasn't later on, as she has indicated, but it was immediate.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? What I'm asking you, Officer Robinson, is you're suing her for $5,000.
Yes, ma'am.
She's got a counterclaim, ridiculous counterclaim, because for $5,000, punitive damages and emotional distress due to malicious prosecution. She's operating in La La Land someplace.
I have copies of all of my medical and psychiatric things right here when you're...
Listen, shh, hey, quiet. Listen to me. You were wrong. Get it through your head. Madam, you were wrong. Your counterclaim is dismissed. All I'm asking you is, what do you plan on doing with the $5,000? Are you planning on keeping it, or is there a charitable organization through the LAPD that you would like to donate this money to? If I give you the money, now that I've told her she is, whether she gets it or not, 150% out of line. She had no right to write the letter. He had no right to participate in writing the letter. He should have asked the same questions I did. He should have known that his daughter did the wrong thing by bringing up his name when she got stopped for a ticket. Maybe her mother doesn't understand enough to tell her that she did the wrong thing, to encourage this kind of irresponsible behavior. But I'm going to ask you, what do you want to do with the money?
Well, I think I would like to donate to the Police Memorial Foundation.
That sounds just fine. I'm entering a judgment for $5,000. But since I believe that Ms. Davis maligned the police department as well as you, $2,500 of that will go to the LAPD Memorial Foundation, $2,500 to you. Thank you very much. That's all. Step out.
Parties are accused. You may step out. Benigno versus Adlon. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Ms. Benigno, you have a little girl. This is your little girl. You decided to enter her in a beauty contest, which I assume you've done before based upon your complaint. The beauty contest was run by the defendants. You claimed that your daughter not only didn't win, but she was not able to win because the contest was unfair. You want your money back, and in addition to your money back, you want damages from them for the emotional distress that your daughter suffered.
That's correct.
How many times have you entered your daughter in a beauty contest?
Well, she's done a couple internet ones where you mail in pictures and resumes, like little biographies, and then she's done about 5 on-stage pageants.
Why did you become involved in the pageant phase?
Okay.
Craze.
I've been in some pageants as well, and I'm actually the current reigning Ms. Petite Illinois woman. And my daughter was like 5 years old at the time when I first started doing them, and as time went on, she said, Mom, this is really neat. I'd like to go and be a princess and have a crown and whatnot, and be like you, Mom. So we've actually turned it into a really fun mother-daughter bonding experience. And that's why we do it. We're not overboard like some parents can be.
I'm glad to hear that. What is your complaint about the pageant that the defendants ran?
Well, it was advertised as a natural pageant. And
natural?
That's correct. Okay, there's 2 types of pageants. There's a glitzy pageant where little girls like this, the parents can put fake nails on them, they'll airbrush tan them, put wigs in their hair. I've seen the parents color the hair.
So that's a glitzy pageant.
Right, and actually there's no holds barred as far as fake enhancements go. They've even had partial dentures made for children when their teeth are missing to look better on stage.
Okay.
And natural pageants do not allow fake enhancements. They don't allow fake eyelashes. They have, very strict makeup restrictions. Maybe lip gloss, a little mascara, no big wigs.
So this was advertised as a natural pageant.
That is correct.
Okay, go ahead.
We went there, and I adhered to the rules. I put on just a little bit of mascara, some little lip gloss, a little blush, and I have pictures also, if you care to see them, of how Angelica was made up for the pageant.
I just want to see the contract.
Okay. Here's
the advertisement and or the contract.
Sure.
Because your complaint is that the little girl who won was all made up.
Exactly.
So let me see your contract,
Sure.
please.
This is what they have on their website, and it's 3 or 4 pages there, but the one paragraph that I have highlighted is what I based my decision on.
Okay, I'd like you to show this, please, to the defendant so that they know what I'm looking at, which indicates that the only makeup that you permit is mascara, a little lip gloss, and a little blush. Are we correct that the contest that plaintiff entered for her daughter was this contest?
Correct.
Okay, good. So what happened? What's next?
Okay, so there was a few other kids in her age group, and they all had little or no makeup on at all. And another child had come in, and she was heavily made up. She had a glitzy look. And Angelica kind of was like, she's got a lot of makeup on, Mom. I said, don't worry about it. We have this that says it wasn't the only makeup we encourage, it says the only makeup we permit. So to me, that means,
I read it.
No, and then not only did the child not get disqualified or whatever for not adhering to the rules, she had won. And when I had brought it up to the Adlins, they said, well, Tina's mother didn't know about the makeup restrictions. She didn't know. And I said, well, that's not my problem. When you run a pageant, if you advertise it's natural, you have to make sure that all the parents are aware of the rules.
So that's what the case is about.
Right.
Basically. Can I see pictures of your daughter? Sure. And do you have a picture of the little girl who won?
I do.
I'd like to see both.
Sure. Here's pictures from the competition, and then the winner's photo.
Well, the winning girl looks very much like this little girl. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
Can you step up for a moment, please?
Me?
Yes.
Yes.
Tell me your name.
Deborah Masiaga.
Ms. Masiaga, your daughter appears to be wearing a lot of makeup. Is that right?
She was wearing black mascara, and she was wearing mood lipstick, which changed.
She was wearing dark lipstick.
Which changed to darker pink.
And what else?
And a little blush.
She wearing false hairpiece?
No.
Okay. Was she wearing eyeliner? Was she wearing eyeliner?
I'm not sure if she was wearing eyeliner or not.
Looks to me as if she was wearing.
See, I don't know because I didn't give any permission to show those pictures.
What do you mean you didn't give permission to show the pictures? Who made your daughter up?
I did, but...
Well, that's what I'm asking you. Don't play with me. What I'm asking you is, I have the pictures in front of me.
Okay.
I know a little bit about makeup. They try to put that on me to make me look like Farrah Fawcett every morning. So it looks to me as if your daughter was wearing eyeliner, and you would know whether you put that on her for the pageant. Is that right?
Yes, I would have, yes.
And you did? Yes.
Yes.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
The old paperwork, it stated nothing about any makeup.
Fine, so your contestants had different rules.
They got different paperwork.
They had different rules.
Correct.
And later today,
she thanked me for the loan. Her exact words were, "You'll get every dime back." 2 days later, our phone numbers were blocked. She would hang up on us. No contact at all.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Darlene Benigno says Carol Adlon and her daughter Wendy ran an unfair child beauty pageant. Darlene says the women were inconsistent with the rules.
Let's not play with each other. We're trying to be honest here. I mean, if what you're saying is you didn't know about the makeup restriction, I buy that. But if what you're saying to me is that you didn't put makeup on, and I'm looking at this picture and I could see the makeup, then we're going to have trouble. We follow each other?
Yes.
Good. So I want you to tell me whether you didn't know about the makeup restriction and therefore you made up your daughter, and if you didn't know about it, which I assume you didn't because you wouldn't break the rules, right?
That's right.
What makeup you put on your daughter?
I put on the lipstick, I put a little blush on her, and I also put mascara on her, and I guess I put the eyeliner on it. I didn't know this was a natural pageant.
That's all. Listen to me.
If I knew it, I would not have.
You wouldn't have broken the rules.
I would not have. You know, nobody told me not to, or take it off. I would have taken it off. Nobody told me anything.
I'm not faulting you. If what you're saying to me is I didn't know it was a natural pageant, then we have no problem.
Okay, because usually
the problem isn't with you.
Okay.
The problem is with them. Have a seat. So, we understand each other that the rules of your contest were apparently broken by the winner, right?
Yes, in essence.
Now I'll hear you.
At the time, we were going through a transitional phase. In October of 2002, we did change our regulations. We changed our paperwork. A few contestants had received the old paperwork. Ms. Masiaga happened to be one of them. In the old paperwork, it stated nothing about any makeup, simply because we believe that they are children, 0 to 6 years old. We didn't really think we needed a stipulation for that, being as they are children.
Fine, so your contestants had different rules.
They got different paperwork.
They had different rules.
Correct.
So when the plaintiff asked for her money back, why didn't you give her money back?
We did.
She got her money back.
That's not true, Your Honor.
Yes,
I
it
see.
is.
And she canceled the payment and got it back.
Nope.
Did you cancel your payment to them?
I did. I did.
Fine. Then you got your money back.
I did not.
What do you mean you did not?
I did not. I called them and said, you didn't really follow what you advertised and I'd like a refund. And Wendy had said, well, you signed a form that says no refund, so you're not getting a refund. So at that point, I started disputing the charge with my credit card company. And my credit card company, I had given them some documentation. Then they wanted an expert, unbiased opinion.
Well, 1 second. When were you first contacted by her credit card company about the disputed charge?
We never were.
Do you have any proof that they were contacted?
Well, I have something, yes. After I had provided an expert witness,
Okay.
they issued me a conditional credit.
Can I see that, please?
Sure. And then the Adlins had sent this back to them.
Can I see that?
And then I received this on April 9th that said, regrettably, we're unable to assist you in your dispute. So I wound up getting a credit, and then they wound up debiting it again.
Okay. Well, take a look here. This seems to indicate that you did, in fact, dispute the refund to the plaintiff. It says, I do not want this money to be refunded.
Speak for me.
I'm sorry, she's recently had a lung surgery, and if she can't
Go
speak,
ahead.
I will. But she said that she did write a letter disputing it, and after the PayPal...
So she wrote a letter disputing. Well, that's what I said. I said you wrote a letter disputing the payback to the plaintiff, forcing her to get somebody to write again. Listen, you did the wrong thing. Her child may have lost anyway. That's not the issue. The issue is when you enter a contest, you expect a level playing field, and that was not provided due to your fault. What you should have said was immediately, we're going to refund your money. It was our mistake. We're sorry this happened, and that's it. Instead, you disputed the charge, forcing her for months to go back and forth with her credit card company. As far as I'm concerned, time is money. I don't care what she does for a living. She could have been going out ice skating or playing tennis. Instead, she's on the computer or on the phone or on typing out letters to the credit card company, going back and forth, and she's only suing for $300, part of which is the entrance fee. You're lucky. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $300. That's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
kind of really think she was just upset that she didn't win and she wanted to take it out on somebody.
I'm just glad that the judge ruled and saw my problem. This is no way to run a pageant with two sets of rules floating around.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Archibald versus Cox. Step forward, please.
Print shop worker Ellie Archibald is suing her daughter, 39-year-old Deborah Cox, for an unpaid loan to hire an attorney. Deborah says she never asked for the money.
Mrs. Archibald, the defendant is your daughter, and according to your complaint, your daughter borrowed $1,000 from you because she needed a lawyer for a civil case.
Yes.
When did she borrow the money?
Around the middle of January, I believe it was the 14th.
Of 2003?
Yes.
And what did she need the money for?
Down payment for an attorney.
Your daughter says she never made an agreement with you to pay you back this money. She does not dispute the fact that she got the money. Is that right?
Yes.
But that there was never a loan. So I would like you to tell me how you were contacted in January of 2003 about her need for an attorney.
I got a call at work from my other daughter, Christine. She had talked to Debbie and told me that Debbie needed to asked me if I would loan her the money for a down payment for this lawyer. And,
What does she need the lawyer for?
divorce. And so I told her the only thing I could do would be to use my line of credit at my bank. And
Why didn't your daughter call you herself?
I don't know.
Weren't you on speaking terms?
Not at that point.
So you were not on speaking terms
No.
with her?
So I told Christine that yes, I could loan her this money, and the only way I could do it is if Debbie would pay me back. So Chris called me back a few minutes later. She had called Debbie and said that yes, Debbie had promised her that I would get every dime back. So later on that day, Debbie called me on her way back from the attorney. She thanked me for the loan. She said she was going to get a job. Her exact words were, "You'll get every dime back." And 2 days later, our phone numbers were blocked. She would hang up on us. No contact at all.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Ellie Archambault says her daughter, Deborah Cox, owes for a loan to hire an attorney.
Okay, would you step up, please? What's your last name?
McGlynn.
Miss McGlynn, tell me about the conversation that you had with your sister when she let you know she needed this money.
Well, she had called me several times that morning and expressed that she needed an attorney because her husband had taken her younger daughter and she did not know where she was. And I had told her, I said, your husband's getting his ducks in a row. You need to get an attorney. She said she didn't have the money for an attorney. And she said that she was ashamed of what she had done. And that's why she had not called my mother after she had got back from her little adventure.
She had taken off someplace?
Yes.
And the husband decided he was leaving and taking the kids with him?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Go ahead.
She said that the lawyer wanted $2,500. I said, see if he will take $1,000 down and let you pay the $1,500 by Friday. And I explained to her that she was going to have to do whatever she could do, sell whatever she had to pay the rest of this money to the attorney. And I told her that I would call our mom, that I would ask my mom for the money for her, but that my mom could not afford to be giving her $1,000 for a lawyer. And then, like my mom said, 2 days later, our numbers were blocked, we were hung up on, and I still don't know what I did,
To this day, you don't know.
except try to help.
Okay, maybe we can find out. Now I'll hear you.
My sister had called me because she had found out that my husband had left with my daughter, and she is a very controlling type person.
Don't give me, I'm not interested in your editorializing. You had gone away on a jaunt with somebody else?
With some friends, and my husband...
An ex-boyfriend.
Just a second. And your husband at that time had left and taken your younger daughter, who was how old?
7.
So what happened when you came back and found your 7-year-old missing?
I was upset, and Chris was calling me, telling me, you need to do something about this, you need to hire a lawyer, you need to divorce him. It hasn't been the first time in my life that when I have been going through hard times where this so-called family has swooped in like vultures and tried to take over my life. And when I decide not to do what they want me to do, that's when all hell broke loose.
Something doesn't sound right to me, Ms. Cox, when you say that your sister said to you, you've got to divorce him because he's abusive, he's a runaround, he's a cheat.
They hate him. They hate him. They always have hated him since I've been married to him.
Did you go to see a lawyer?
Yes.
Where'd you get the money from?
It was wired to the attorney through my sister.
Okay. Did you know where the money was coming from?
Yes.
When you left the lawyer's office that day, did you call your mother?
I don't recall talking to my mother at all.
You don't recall? Is
No.
that what you're saying to me? Well, if you don't recall, your mother says she does recall that you did in fact call her. So if you don't recall, then I must conclude that you did in fact call her. Where's your 7-year-old now?
With me.
And how long has she been with you?
A couple days after the incident with the attorney, me and my husband patched things up, and that's when they started calling and harassing me.
So, just a second. So when you say your 7-year-old is with you, she is with you and your husband?
Yes.
And you are in fact together?
Yes.
So you didn't need the other $1,500, is that right?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes. Yes.
So then your sister is correct that the lawyer originally quoted you $2,500.
Yes.
And that the conversation that she says she had with you, which was see if he'll take $1,000 down, did in fact occur?
Yes.
Yes, of course it did. See how easy that was? Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,000.
Thank you.
Parties are excused.
Suing her former roommate, construction worker Gary Manhart Jr., for the return of her property. Gary says she's had ample time to get her things.
Quiet in the courtroom, please. This is case number 170 on the calendar in the matter of Sowers versus Manhart. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks have seats.
Ms. Sowers, for how long have you known the defendant?
Approximately 5 years.
In what way do you know him?
I had an affair with him at one time 5 years ago.
And recently, according to what I read, you moved in with him.
At that time, I had left my husband. I lived in my truck for 1 week. I had nowhere else to go, and I asked him if I could rent a room. He agreed to that with a verbal rental agreement, that I pay the electric bill, and that was it. Everything else would be taken care of.
Okay.
No,
and
that's not right.
I'll get to you in a minute. When did you move in?
I moved in approximately August 12, 2002.
And how long did you stay?
I stayed until October 19th. At that time, I told him I was moving out, that the atmosphere at his house, I had to find myself. I was very confused at that time. Leaving my husband, being there, the alcohol that was involved was a little too much.
Whose, his or yours?
It was both at the time, and I wanted to get away from that.
Okay. According to your complaint, you moved out and he did not let you get your stuff.
No.
The defendant says that he got tired of storing your property, kept it for a while. Put your hands down, sir. Got tired of storing it and ultimately got rid of it. How large an apartment or house do you have?
I have a 3-bedroom house.
Was she renting a room?
There was no verbal agreement as far as one electric bill versus this, that, and the other. It was.
Well, what was the agreement? Was there
The
any?
agreement was just she was going to help pay this, that, and the other. There was really nothing discussed on
So
it.
there
She
was
said
nothing-
She didn't even have a job when she first moved
So
in.
there was no formal agreement with regard to rent?
No.
Did she ever come back after the 19th or the 20th to get back some of her clothing?
Yes, roughly about 3 months later, a little after 3 months.
But not before that?
No, I begged, pleaded, groveled, did everything. I offered to get a trailer to get your stuff out of there.
Just a second,
You
don't
turned down
speak to
Harry
each other.
numerous
Look,
times.
listen to me. Mr. Manhart, look at me. If you want to talk to her, you do that outside. You want to be in court, you talk to me. She left on October 19th.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Where did you go?
I rented.
Look at me.
I rented a room in a beach condo.
With somebody else or alone?
With someone else.
With whom?
It was with Henry.
And how long did you live with Henry?
Still am today, still sharing rent.
When you left on October 19th, did you take your clothes?
I took one bag, and I told him that I was making arrangements to get my stuff, to let me know what was, a good time for him to move the stuff. And he said that he was busy this weekend, and next weekend he wasn't going to be in town, and, it was on and
Well,
on.
we're talking about October. What about November? How many times did you contact him in November?
November, approximately 3 times.
And you told
phone
him,
calls and stopping by.
And you told him you wanted to get your things?
Yes.
And he said you can't get your things?
He never had a convenient time.
Well, when you stopped by, was he at home?
Yes, he was.
And he said you can't come in and get your things?
He would step outside the front door and say, "Can I help you?" and go like this and stand there and smile at me.
Now, in November, when you couldn't get all of your property, when for the first time did you go to small claims court to sue him for your property in November?
I went to small claims court in May.
I want you to answer my question.
Okay.
When in November did you go to small claims court?
I didn't at that time. I did not have money.
When in December did you go to small claims court?
I didn't. It's more than a small filing
January,
fee.
February, March, April, October, November, December, January, February, March, April.
During that time, Your Honor, I had my mother pass away at the end of October. That was an airline ticket I had to buy at the last minute. It was a trip. It was unexpected. I talked to him from Ohio. He gave me his condolences. And then he said that I owed him storage money.
That's not true.
It doesn't make any difference to me. What I want to know is, what took you from October of 2002 till May of 2003 to decide you needed this property? Property that you evidently got along without.
No, it
October,
closed
November,
my
December,
business.
January, February, March, April, May,
Never
for
had
8
a
months.
business.
I did have a business, Your Honor.
Shh. What do you mean you had a business?
He has possession of an embroidery machine that cost me $15,000.
Then, madam, what I would have done is lickety-split in November. If he had a piece of property that you had that was worth $15,000, I would absolutely have forfeited a lot of other stuff and even asked old Henry, with whom you are now living, do me a favor, I need $30 to go and file a small claims court case.
I finally got enough money together.
How much did it cost you?
It cost me $198.50. And during that time, I've been paying on a machine that I didn't have possession of.
You know, I'm unmoved. You do have a sewing machine that belongs to her that you say...
Yes, it is damaged.
And how did it get damaged?
My ceiling caved in. I have an addition that's off the back of my house. The roof started leaking. I have a 4x8 sheet of drywall fell. Matter of fact, it tore up my bed.
But you have it?
Yes.
Okay, and you have no problem returning
I have no problem whatsoever.
Okay. Do you have any other of her property?
No, ma'am.
What did you do with all the rest of her property?
I put it to the curb. After 3 months, I got tired of it. I got tired of tripping around it going into my bedroom. I got tired of tripping on it going to the kitchen. I got tired of just even looking at it.
Now,
and
Mr.
dealing with it.
Manhart, you say that you asked her to come and get her stuff. When
Yes,
did you
numerous
ask her to
times.
come and get her stuff?
Numerous times. I'd ask, will you come and get it on Friday? No. Friday go to Sunday. Sunday go to Wednesday. And
Look at me.
We did this for ages. I even contacted
Who is this
her husband.
person?
That's my father.
Step up. Were you ever involved, Mr. Manhart, in any...
Yes, ma'am. I was over at his house a couple times when he talked with her, and I offered to unload it right there and take it to wherever she wanted. She didn't have time to do it. This happened twice.
Your Honor, I even contacted her husband and begged and pleaded, and I told him I'd take everything and put it right back to the same driveway it came from. That man said, I do not want to have anything to do with her. He already filed a restraining order on her and all like that. He wouldn't even accept the property back.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
He's too lazy to get up off the couch with his beer to carry anything out.
You were
I'm
always
sorry.
drunk on vodka.
I haven't drank in 7 months. I'm sorry.
And later today,
He was like really drunk and really upset, so me and Andrew locked ourselves in my bedroom, and he was banging on the door so hard it broke the door, and then he just passed out after that.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Tawny Sauer says ex-roommate Gary Manhart Jr. won't return her belongings. Gary says she's been dragging this out for months.
Ms. Sowers has a difficult case because she waited 8 months to do what she could have done 8 months ago. I don't believe that she made efforts to get her property until 8 months later.
I thought
I'm speaking, and I do believe that you told her, get your stuff out of here, and she didn't. You do have her sewing machine or whatever embroidery machine it is.
Yes.
If you have it, you have to return it. If she can have it fixed,
That's
she can have it fixed. It's to be returned to her within 5 days.
Sure.
She will make arrangements to come and pick it up, or maybe your father can.
I'm willing to take it to wherever she wants.
Fine. Where do you want it?
I want it at my house, but I also have something to add to that.
What?
Okay, during that time, the stress with him, he put me off so many times. I had the people to go and pick up the stuff.
Miss
and the
Sowers,
truck.
Miss Sowers, you're getting back your sewing machine. Period.
He
End of
has
discussion.
sentimental items
what?
there.
He got rid of everything. He doesn't have everything. He said he put
He's
it all
too
around
lazy
the
to get up off the couch with his beer
Listen
to carry
to me.
anything
You
out.
were
I'm
always
sorry.
drunk on vodka.
Listen to me very carefully.
And I haven't drank in 7 months. I'm sorry.
Listen to me. You waited, madam, too long.
Starting over is very hard. He had
Miss Sowers,
everything.
the courts do not get involved with how hard it is to start over. I don't
He
believe
had my
that he has a
clothing. I had to
responsibility.
buy the clothing.
I don't believe that
He
he
worked
has
his
the
head.
responsibility, madam, of storing your property for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks,
He
4
held it
weeks,
constantly.
4 weeks. I'm telling you, he doesn't have that responsibility. You had the ability, when you left his house, to take clothes, to take a carton. He wasn't there when you left, so you had the ability to take whatever you
No.
wanted to take, and if you left the rest of the stuff and made no efforts through the courts to get it, I find you abandoned it. It's as simple as that. 5 days from today, you get your sewing machine back. All other parts of your claim are dismissed. Thank you, that's all.
Please excuse me. Step out.
He wanted a mother, someone to take care of him, someone to pay the bills.
It's a lot of untruths, so it doesn't really matter.
I don't drink anymore. My eyes are wide open, and I will be back.
I'm glad I'll never have to see her again in my life.
I'm going forward.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Marks versus Copeland. Step forward.
18-year-old student Zana Marks is suing her ex-boyfriend, 20-year-old pizza deliverer Michael Copeland, for an unpaid loan, the return of her PlayStation, and stabbing her furniture. Michael says he was too drunk to remember.
Ms. Marks, you and the defendant lived together for a period of time. Your complaint is threefold. First, you say that he took some property when he moved out, and you want half the value of that property because the property belonged to both of you. Second, you claim that he later came back and in a drunken rage at some point caused all kinds of damage to your home and to your property. And third, that he owes you for a loan that you made to him approximately a year ago in the amount of $750. Mr. Copeland says that the only property he took when he moved out was property that belonged to him, that he was too drunk to remember doing any damage to your apartment the day he came back, but that it is so out of character for him to have done any damage that he's sure he didn't do it. Correct?
Yes.
And third, that the $750 that you claim was a loan was actually a gift because he bought a stereo with that, and there was never any discussion of the repayment of that money. So
true.
far, is that right?
Yeah.
Did I get it right?
Yes.
Good. Tell me when you moved in together, Miss Marks, and when Mr. Copeland left.
We moved in 3 years ago together, probably, actually two and a half.
2, 3. Give me a month and a year, please.
December of 01.
And when did Mr. Copeland move out?
May of 03.
Were you working from December of 2001 until May of 2003?
No.
And what about Mr. Copeland?
Yeah, he worked at a liquor store and then pizza delivery.
How are you supporting yourself?
My mom supports me. I go to school, and I was in high school. I just turned 18, and now I go to Citrus.
So you were living with Mr. Copeland when you were a minor?
Yeah, he lived with me and my mom for 6 months, 7 months, and then my mom moved out, and it was just me and him, and then I got a roommate, which is Andrew, who's over there.
Did you have any sort of relationship with him?
Yeah, he was my boyfriend.
Let me try to put this together. You were living in this apartment with your mother. Mr. Copeland moved in. Why?
Because he got kicked out of his parents' house.
Was he your boyfriend at the time?
Yes.
So your mother took him in?
Yeah.
And how old are you now?
I'm 20.
So you were 18, you moved in with her, she was 16.
Yes.
And how old were you when your mother moved out?
18.
Where did she go?
She moved with her boyfriend in Phillips Ranch.
Leaving you and Mr. Copeland?
Yes.
And who paid the rent in this place?
I paid half, and he paid the other half.
Is that right?
Yeah, I paid my half.
What was the rent?
The rent was originally $800, and then we got a roommate and moved to 9, so we all paid $300.
How large a place is this?
3 bedrooms, 2 baths.
Now, you had an argument, it didn't work out, whatever, you were moving out.
Yeah.
And what items did you take with you when you left?
Took my clothes, my PlayStation, my games.
Now, what is it that you claim Miss Marks belongs to you?
The PlayStation took was half mine, and...
How was it half yours?
Because we went halves on it, like, we bought it together.
Is that right?
No. It was my money because I was the only one that had a job at the time, and I paid for it with my money.
No, I had money because my grandma gives me money and my mom gives me money.
Did you pay for this in check?
No, I paid for it in cash.
How am I supposed to tell who paid for it?
I don't know, but other than
that,
I don't know
either.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Sana Mark says ex-boyfriend Michael Copeland owes for a loan, the return of her belongings, and property damage.
Now let's get to the $750 that you claim was a loan. Tell me about it.
In about August, end of July, beginning of August.
Of what year?
02. I lent him money because he wanted a system for his car, and he didn't have all the money by himself. Because he was working, I think, at the liquor store for his uncle. Then actually, no, this was when he was not working at all. It was a period when he did not have a job at all. So I lended him the rest of the money so he could get his system and his car. And my friend here, Tana, she saw me lend him the money. She knows that it was a loan, and I asked for it back. And we were going out, so it wasn't a big deal. He wasn't paying me back right away. And then once we broke up and we had a bad breakup, I'm like, pay me back my money.
She gave me the money.
How much money did she give you?
She gave me $750 to help me for my stereo system in my truck.
Why did somebody who was unemployed need a $750 stereo system?
I don't know.
Well, think of a reason.
I really wanted it.
You mean there was nothing else that you wanted that was more important than a stereo system in your car when you're unemployed? How about wanting a job?
I had a job coming in a couple weeks.
And you couldn't wait?
No, Your Honor.
Does that make you sound pretty stupid?
Yes.
So pay her back her money. Do you understand? She's going to school. She's getting money from her mother, who left her in your custody because you're 2 years older, to go live with her boyfriend. So her grandmother gives her money, her mother gives her money, and she's going, did you graduate from high school?
Yes.
Perfect. So you got a lot of nerve taking the money from her anyway. If you want to be a fool with your own money, that's your problem. Don't be a fool with her money. Now, you want to tell me about this damaged property?
Okay, like a few days after we broke up, he came over. He was upset because like there was some like misconceptions that I cheated on him when we were going out, and this is the reason he broke up with me. And so he was mad about that. That's gonna upset someone, of course. And so he came back over, and like he had been drinking a lot that night, and he was really upset. And he just he broke the table,
Which
he
table?
carved into it, the kitchen dining room table, and he was like really drunk and really upset. So me and Andrew locked ourselves in my bedroom, and he came to break down the door, and so he was banging on the door so hard it broke the door. And so I opened the door, and then he just passed out after that.
Did you have the kitchen table fixed?
No, I did not. He got me a replacement table that was some $15 what did you call it, particle board? Particle board table. And my other one was a pine table, which was really nice.
Did you get her a particle board table?
It was not a particle board table.
Did you get her a replacement
yes,
table?
Yes, I got a replacement table.
Well, why would you get her a replacement table if you don't remember breaking her original table?
Because I remember carving into it, because I'd carved into it probably about 2 months before.
Carved into it with what?
With a knife.
Why would you do that?
I don't know.
What did you carve into it?
Just dots.
What?
Just stuff.
What do you mean stuff?
I didn't really carve anything into it. I just cut it up and stuff.
You mean you're sitting there just whittling on a kitchen table? Shh. You don't look like you're an unintelligent person, but you sound like an unintelligent person. That's being deceptive. If you're going to be unintelligent, you should look unintelligent. Now, what about the door?
The door, when he was hitting on it...
I know it broke, so did you have it fixed?
No, I did not yet.
Do you have an estimate to fix it?
Yeah.
Let me see the estimate to fix the door. We'll take a look at all of her pictures, Bird.
Okay. Well, there's the picture of the broken door. And these two are the estimates of the door.
Okay, so you can have the door fixed for $150 you can take care of. This is an interior door?
Yeah.
All right. Are these the scratch marks you made on the top of the table with a knife?
I believe so.
How I don't know what this Pasadena Furniture Company, $900 for a pine table?
Yeah, that's why I thought it was pretty ridiculous. When my original estimate, I thought pine table like $200-300 at the
That's
most.
all you're getting for it, $250
Yeah.
for a pine table. Let's see what we have. We have $750 for the must-have stereo system, $250 for the pine table, and $150 for the door. $1,150. You're going to have to deliver a lot of pizza, sir.
Yeah, parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Mr. Banks, it is your claim that the defendant has you falsely arrested for assault. This was not the first altercation that you've had with him, but you claim that this time you were tried and ultimately found not guilty after a jury trial. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
You want him to compensate you in the amount of $5,000.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Garcia says that you did, in fact, assault him. He has the injuries to prove it. He is counterclaiming for $5,000 for the assault. So, what created this problem between the two of you? Do you live close by to each other?
5 doors away, ma'am.
And how long have you lived 5 doors away from the defendant?
I lived in my current residence just under 4 years, ma'am.
What about you, Mr. Garcia? How long have you lived in your current residence?
I've lived there for 9 years.
When did you and Mr. Garcia start to have difficulty, Mr. Banks?
Even May, we had...
May of what year, sir?
2002.
So for a long time you lived there peacefully with Mr. Garcia.
Yes, ma'am.
So let's try to find out what the catalyst was in May 2002 that created the problem.
Mr. Garcia drove through the neighborhood, speed limit being 25. He drove approximately 40 miles an hour past my house. Witnesses here were both across the street.
He drove by 40 miles an hour in
On a
car?
motorcycle.
On a motorcycle.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Garcia, when did you get a motorcycle, sir?
About a month before then.
So before you got the motorcycle, everything was just dandy?
Yes.
So would you say, Mr. Garcia, that the problem was precipitated by your motorcycle?
Yes, Your Honor.
See how much progress we're making? Okay, Mr. Banks, let's have the incident that you are referring to today with regard to the false arrest.
That evening, Mr.
Give me
Garcia...
the date.
July 15th, 2002.
Okay, go ahead.
Mr. Garcia instigated a fight with individuals at a party.
How did he do that?
He drove very close to an individual who was giving the party.
Where did that individual live?
There would be 3 houses from Mr. Garcia.
And he was on his motorcycle?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
He had verbal altercation, at which time there was a shoving match, and he got punched in the head, knocked him out. They tried to retrieve his senses, put him back on his motorcycle, and send him home. When his senses came back, he got upset, continued the fight. The fight resulted in various bruises and injuries that he's got pictures of.
And you took no part in that?
I watched.
How many people were at the party, Mr. Banks?
Probably 20.
How many men?
I would say half were men.
So 10 men?
Yes, ma'am.
Of the 10 men, how many participated in the beating of Mr. Garcia?
About 5, ma'am.
And you were present at all times?
Yes, ma'am.
Give me the names of the 5.
I can give you 3, 2 I do not know. Isaac, Daniel, and David.
Did you tell that to the police?
No, ma'am.
Why not?
I was accused of being involved in it. It was not my job to do the inquiry. As to
Well, if somebody said to me, I was accused, I would say, listen, I was there, and I wasn't unhappy that this guy was getting beat up because, you know, he was a jerk before, and I did nothing to help him. But it wasn't me who beat him up. I can give you the names of the people who beat him up. Don't take me to jail. I didn't do it. Wouldn't that sound like what a normal person would do?
I did not physically have the altercation with him, and he deserved what he asked for. No, I was not given the names.
Now, you were arrested, Mr. Banks. Did you retain a lawyer?
Yes, ma'am.
I assume that your lawyer made a motion to dismiss the case,
Several times.
and that motion to dismiss was denied.
Yes, ma'am.
What criminal act were you tried on? Assault in what degree?
Assault bodily injury.
So it was a felony.
No, misdemeanor, Class A, ma'am.
Did Mr. Garcia testify?
Yes, ma'am.
Did he have witnesses who testified also?
No, ma'am.
Did you testify?
No, I did not testify, ma'am.
Did you have witnesses who testified on
Yes,
your
ma'am.
behalf? Are any of those witnesses here today?
Yes, ma'am.
Which witnesses?
Both, ma'am.
Both were there that
Yes.
evening?
Alan and Leah. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, step up, sir. Tell me your last name.
Goodner.
You were there on the evening of the 15th of July?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what you saw.
Jez drove by on his motorcycle. I think there was a beer can thrown or something like that.
At him?
At him.
Okay,
Someone
so he
in the
didn't
party.
just go by.
No,
he
did. He tried to run over. I mean, people were in the street, and he did speed by. He turned back around. And he started having words with everybody.
After somebody threw a beer can at him.
No. Oh, yes, he did turn around after the beer can, but I'm sure he would turn around anyway.
Listen to me.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't anticipate what I'm going to say, Mr. Goodner.
Yes, ma'am.
Just listen very carefully, put all your thinking caps on,
Yes, ma'am.
and think very carefully about what I'm saying so that you can give me a truthful answer, because if you don't give me the truthful answer, I will make you look very foolish, and you don't want that
Yes,
in front of
ma'am.
10 million people.
Yes, ma'am.
So he turned around because somebody threw a beer can at him.
Yes, that's correct.
And then what happened?
He got off the motorcycle and approached Isaac and pushed him. Pushed him several times, and Isaac finally had enough of it, and then that's when he hit him. He got knocked out for a few seconds and got back up and proceeded to fight him. And that's when everybody jumped in to get him off of Isaac.
Who's everybody?
Several people.
Name them.
David, Isaac, and Daniel.
What about you?
No, ma'am, I did not. I didn't want to take part in any part of this because
Well, give me the names of the other people who were there.
I really don't. I know Matt was there. That's about it. Only half of them were my friend.
And what about Mr. Banks? Where was he?
In the driveway, talking to Tanya, a girl
Who's
there.
Tanya?
A girl that lived at the house.
Okay. Just step up. Sure. Your name?
Anita Dore.
Are you a neighbor?
Yes, I am.
How long have you lived in the neighborhood?
I have been in the house 3.5 years.
Mr. Garcia's motorcycle, has it presented a problem in the neighborhood?
Oh, yes, it has.
Well, tell me about it.
Well, we have a long stretch in front of our street from stop sign to stop sign, and he zooms by, doesn't stop at the stop sign, and it's always real fast. And I had asked him, to slow down because my children could be in the yard or, playing or in the street and accidents happen. And
what did he say?
He informed me that if they were in the effing street, then he would effing run over them.
What's wrong with you, Mr. Garcia?
Ma'am, I've never said that. I've never talked to this woman before.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I said, okay, well, how do you know I was speeding? It's a motorcycle. It's loud. I stopped at the stop sign.
You shouldn't be riding a loud motorcycle at 12:30 in the morning, Garcia. You understand?
Ma'am, it's really not that loud, but...
It's that loud.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Kenneth Banks says neighbor Ches Garcia had him falsely arrested for assault. Ches says Kenneth beat him up.
Mr. Garcia, you seem to have a problem with your motorcycle.
I
You lived peacefully in a neighborhood for 9 years, no problem with you. Then you bought a motorcycle and all this trouble started, sir.
I haven't ridden a motorcycle since.
Since you got beaten up?
Right.
Well, that's a good idea, Mr. Garcia, and I assume you haven't had problems since. Mr. Banks, let me explain to you, sir, why you have no case. You went to trial in a criminal case. At the end of the case, after Mr. Garcia testified, your lawyer made a motion to dismiss that case, as every good lawyer does. The judge who heard that case said, no. This case has to proceed to the end because there is sufficient evidence to establish that you were involved in that beating. If your case had been dismissed and the judge said there is no evidence whatsoever linking Mr. Banks to this assault, then you might have been able to proceed civilly against Mr. Garcia. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm not so sure, Mr. Banks, that you weren't involved. You may not have started it. You were certainly happy that it was happening, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Should never be happy when somebody is getting pulverized, sir. The fact that he may have been endangering some people in the neighborhood by reckless driving of this motorcycle does not mean that he deserves to lose his life. Now you may be seated for a moment. Now I'm going to get to your counterclaim, Mr. Garcia. I assume you have some terrible pictures for me to see.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, Mr. Banks, so that you'll understand this, he is allowed to proceed against you civilly, even if you were found not guilty by a jury, because the quantum of proof in a criminal case at the end of the whole case is by beyond a reasonable doubt. And the jury found that you were not guilty by beyond a reasonable doubt. They did not find that you were innocent. Quantum of proof here in this case is proof by a preponderance of the evidence, just a little bit of evidence, more so than not. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, please hand Officer Byrd the photographs, and you tell me, sir, your version of what happened, Mr. Garcia, on the 15th of July.
It was around 1 o'clock in the morning. I was coming home from work on my motorcycle. I was slowing down to stop at the stop sign that's in front of the house where the party was going on, and somebody threw a beer can at me. So I turned around and I said, what's the problem? And they started telling me I better get out of there and this and that. And when I looked up, I see Mr. Banks coming from in between two cars in the driveway, and I told him, don't touch me, don't talk to me. I've got a lawsuit against you right now. And they said, if you talk to me, you'll be arrested. Well, when I said that, he turned his head and he bit me in the nose. At that point, I freaked out and I took off and I turned around, and then I hear somebody yelling, you tried to hit me. I got pushed off of my motorcycle, and me and Isaac started fighting, and the next thing I know, I have 4 people on top of me kicking me in the face. They broke my eye socket. I've got 2 titanium plates in there forever. I can't wear contacts anymore. They broke my nose.
Did you sue the other people?
Oh, ma'am.
Why not?
I haven't had a chance yet.
What do you mean you haven't had a chance yet?
This has been going on for a year. Really, I'm at the point where I just want to be left alone.
Just a second. Mr. Garcia, do you have the police report that you filed?
I didn't actually file it. The police officer wrote it when I was in the hospital. And
How many people were tried for the assault?
Just 1.
Why is that?
I didn't know any other names.
Well, what kind of an investigation was done by the police, sir?
They didn't do anything. They really didn't.
Well, Mr. Garcia, that's outrageous, sir. I mean,
I know.
Here we have Isaac, David, and Daniel. Very easy to figure out. They all have last names. What's Isaac's last name?
That we don't know.
We knew.
David.
No clue.
Daniel.
I have no clue.
Don't believe any of you. Who are you?
Chez's mother.
Were you there that evening, the 15th of July?
I was at home. I didn't witness any of the attack. But the police officer, when we were in the hospital, he said we had to get the names.
Listen to me. That's not your job. The police department is supposed to do the investigation.
Right.
I'm outraged. What country do you live in?
We live in Texas, and this whole thing has just been preposterous.
How old is your son?
My son is 21.
Okay. Who bought him a motorcycle when he was 19?
He bought it himself.
I was actually 20 when I bought it.
Where is it now?
It's sitting in the backyard.
Sell it.
I'm going to. I'm trying.
That's a very good idea.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I opened the door and I grabbed the knife out of the kitchen and I told him to get out of my yard. Well, he runs off down the street and he gets a pistol out of his truck and he comes into my front yard, sticks the gun to my head, walks me all the way into my house.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Kenneth Banks says neighbor Ches Garcia had him falsely arrested for assault. Ches says Kenneth beat him up.
You still live close to each other?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can I say something now?
Sure.
Mr. Garcia says I bit him. If you would look at the photos, you'll see no bite marks on it.
There is no indication in any of the photographs that he was bitten in the nose.
Ma'am, actually, there is a picture of my nose and I have 2 marks on each side of the nose.
Sir, these 2 marks on this side of your nose could not have been made by a human being.
Well, I mean, he did. He bit me in the nose, and then Alan told me that I was lucky I wasn't killed because he's an ex-Marine.
Oh, I believe that the whole mob scene could have killed you. I'm just absolutely amazed that you didn't pursue these other people.
I tried to my fullest, and the officer wouldn't return our calls. We got a hold of the DA to try to get her to get a hold of him, and it just didn't go through.
I don't know why it didn't go through. But I'm going to tell you something, Mr. Banks. How old are you, sir?
38, ma'am.
Whether or not you participated in this assault, I am appalled that you sat back and watched. I mean, he's 20 years old. 20 years old is a moron. You're double his age. You can have a child his age. You permitted him to be assaulted badly, when they really could have killed him, because you think he deserved it because he was driving his motorcycle too fast.
Ma'am, that was not why I let it go on.
Well, then you tell me, Mr. Banks, why you let it go on.
Prior incident when he lied to the police, I spent a night in jail. At that point, no, I was not going to get involved in it.
Another incident that involved an alleged assault?
Yes, ma'am.
When was that?
June 6, 2002.
And you were arrested?
Yes, ma'am.
What happened to that case?
That was no bail by the grand jury, ma'am.
Were you assaulted on June 6th?
It was actually May 11th. What had happened is I was driving home from down the street. It was about 12:30.
On your motorcycle?
Yes, ma'am.
12:30 in the morning or at night?
12:30 in the morning. And I hear beating on my door about 10 minutes after I get home. I open the door and I see Mr. Banks and Alan at my front door. I had never met them before. I walked outside and I said yes. And he said, you're speeding and I don't appreciate this and that. And I said, who are you? And he says, well, I live over there. And I said, okay, well, how do you know I was speeding? It's a motorcycle. It's loud. I stopped at the stop sign.
You shouldn't be riding a loud motorcycle at 12:30 in the morning, Garcia. You understand?
Ma'am, it's really not that loud. But
It's that
anyway,
loud.
Anyway, he proceeded to push me up against the brick wall, and I smelled the alcohol in his breath. And I said, look, you need to leave or I'm going to call the cops. And he told me if that's what I better do if I know what's right for me. And he kept pushing me against the wall. And at that point, I opened the door, and I grabbed the knife out of the kitchen, and I told him to get out of my yard. Well, he runs off down the street, and he gets a pistol out of his truck, and he comes into my front yard, and sticks the gun to my head at the driveway, and walks me all the way into my house.
So what happened with that case?
They never contacted me. All I heard was it was no building. They couldn't tell me anything.
The only thing that I have to decide today is whether or not he's responsible for your beating.
Right.
You want to say something else?
Yes, ma'am. On behalf of Ken, do I approach her?
Sure.
Well, that night, whenever the knife got pulled, he pulled it on. He ran after Ken. I stood in front of the knife for Ken. Ken came back, felt I was in danger while his dogs were running after Ken. Ken came back with the gun on behalf of my life.
What did you go over to his house for?
Because it's better than calling the cops. And do neighborly thing, go over and just talk to him. You know, I'd be mad if someone called the cops on me. Go over and talk to him. It wasn't as violent as it thinks. He flipped out. He came outside running. You could hear him straggling.
What were you doing with Mr. Banks at 12:30 in the morning?
Hanging out.
Hanging out and drinking?
Yes, ma'am, I was drinking.
Yes. Sit down.
Yes, ma'am.
You have something to contribute to this?
Yes, ma'am. About 3 days ago, I was at my other next-door neighbor's house.
You're his brother?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
And he comes up and tries to talk to me, and I don't really want to have anything to do with him.
Who's he?
Alan. And it boils down to where he was saying that it's real manly for Mr. Banks to pull a gun on my brother, saying that he's lucky, my brother is lucky that he didn't get shot that night.
You think that everybody got a little hot?
Yeah.
I think so, too. I'm absolutely amazed that the district attorney in Texas would not pursue the case against these other people. I'm unimpressed by the fact that an ex-Marine would allow a mob, if I were to believe him, to assault a youngster in his presence. You are under no obligation to stop that mob. But I think to say I'm an ex-Marine is sort of besmirching, in my judgment, that branch of the military. Because I think that your behavior that day, even if you did not participate in this assault, was abominable, Mr. Banks. Understand each other?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. You don't have a case against Mr. Banks, Mr. Garcia, because I am not satisfied that aside from looking and gloating over the fact that you were getting the crap kicked out of you, that he actually participated in this assault, Mr. Banks, you have no case against Mr. Garcia. Because, as I said, the district attorney and the judge presiding over the trial, your trial, for assault, felt that there was sufficient evidence to proceed and give it to a jury. And our justice system does not give you 2 bites of the apple. That's all. Step out.
Parties like you. Step out.
Business owner Fran Lewis Ebling for bail. Elizabeth says Fran asked for it when her ex-husband was arrested for sinking $1 million yacht for the insurance money.
Order. All rise. That's case number 209 on the calendar in the matter of Kreutz versus Ebling. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats, please.
All right, let me see if I understand the family relationships here. Ms. Kreutz, the defendant is your former sister-in-law.
That's correct.
She was at one time married to your brother.
That's correct.
Is the brother here today?
Yes, ma'am.
Where is he?
Sitting right there.
That's me.
According to your complaint, you received a telephone call from Miss Ebling asking if you could loan her $5,000 because your brother had gotten himself arrested.
Correct.
Something that had to do with what?
What, a federal indictment?
All right, stand up. If you've been to court, then you know that you stand up when you come to court. Mr. Ebling, was the case ultimately in the federal court dismissed? Were you convicted? Did you?
I pled guilty and I did everything that I was supposed to do.
You pled guilty and were you sentenced?
Yes, I was.
You have been sentenced. Were you sentenced to jail time?
I got 400 hours of community service and a $40,000 fine.
Okay. Now you may have a seat. She called you and said, could you lend me $5,000 because your brother's in jail. I have $5,000. That's the way it ultimately came out. I have $5,000. We need 10. Could you lend us 5? And you did. So far, that is correct. Is that right?
No, I didn't ask for a loan.
Wrong.
Shh. I don't want to hear you.
Sorry.
Do it again and you're gone.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, tell me what you said to her when you called.
Oh, we had been talking. This makes me very sad to be here today because
I don't care if you're sad or not. I'm sad to be here too. Could you please just tell me what you said to
All
her?
right. Well, Betty and I have been talking since Paul's arrest, and his family would not come up with any money. They wanted me to put up, originally the bail was $50,000. I haven't been married to him since 1987, but we have a child together. I did not really feel it was my responsibility, but I wanted to do the right thing. Then his mother, unfortunately, became very ill.
Just a second.
She died.
I asked you a question,
Okay.
and I said you called the plaintiff about money.
I said the bail had been reduced to $10,000, and I didn't feel it was my responsibility to put up the entire money. And
Okay.
she said, Paul's
Look at
mother
me.
had passed away. All right, Paul's mother had passed away, and she said, the money that's in the account, there was a money market account, is now theirs. It's his money. I will send you the check.
Wrong.
I did ask her when she sent the $5,000 if she wanted the money returned into the family account to put it in a cashier's check, and she did not.
Wrong.
Just a minute. If his family chose not to be supportive of him,
right,
either they're evil people or they have good reason. I don't know which one it is, and quite frankly, I don't care.
Right.
Whatever he has done in the past to either his sister, his mother, his brother-in-law, anybody else, so that they want nothing else to do with him,
Right.
that's between them and their brother. You, unfortunately, are stuck with him because you have a child together.
Right.
A child whom I assume he assists in supporting.
He assisted, yes.
So he paid child support?
No.
How did he assist?
He assisted. Actually, my son lived with his father sometimes and sometimes with me, and we sort of shared the responsibilities.
Okay. So despite the fact that you were no longer husband and wife, you had an amicable enough arrangement between the two of you to share custody of a child.
That's right.
So that if you wanted to help them, that's
Right.
what you did. They have no obligation to do that. Your answer says that despite the fact that she gave you $5,000, you said she gave you the $5,000 from their mother's money. She says that's not true. What she says is that when she called and said, can I have my money back because the bail was exonerated, you got back the $10,000,
Yes.
correct?
Yes, I did.
Right? And then you told her that your ex-husband had gifted it to you and said, you keep it.
Because it was his money. That's what he said.
That's what he did. You keep it because it's my money, and I'm telling you, you don't have to give it back to her.
Right, that's exactly.
Is that right?
Exactly.
Wrong. What was your ex-husband convicted of?
Insurance fraud.
What kind of insurance fraud? Tell me about the underlying facts of the case.
He had a lawyer friend of his who bought a yacht and who was a insurance lawyer, and he had $1.5 million yacht built, and he was supposed to pick it up in Italy. And anyway, he convinced my former husband to go to Europe with him and subsequently sink the boat and collect the insurance and get a bigger boat. Why he did that, I have no idea.
Is this the first time that your former husband has been arrested?
Yes.
What kind of work had he done prior to this?
He's been in the securities, advising businesses on writing business plans and things like that. And actually, when I met him, he was buying car collections for very wealthy clients in Beverly Hills and all over the world, actually.
I got it.
Okay.
So far, do I have it pretty much correct?
Pretty much.
You took out the money. You said, I'll lend you the $5,000. Once they got the money back, your brother said, don't return it to her.
Correct.
Because my mother died and there was money.
Correct.
When did your mother pass away?
September 2nd, 2000.
And when did you give the defendant the money?
September 16th, 2000.
And how much money did your mother have?
At the time of her death, there was $23,000 in the account.
Now, in whose name was this account?
My mother and myself.
Paperwork. Now you're out. Out! That way.
Paperwork.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Maybe she didn't like your father. Maybe she knew.
I don't think so.
I don't know. Anybody who goes to Europe to sink $1.5 million boat in order to collect insurance proceeds to somebody that maybe your mother wouldn't be proud of. Is that a possibility?
And later today,
I don't want you to grow up to be an idiot. I want you to try to grow up to be a smart young man because I don't want your father to think that he's wasted all of the time and energy in raising a moron.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Elizabeth Kreutz says her ex-sister-in-law, Fran Lewis Ebling, owes for bail on behalf of her ex-husband. Elizabeth says he was arrested for purposely sinking a yacht.
Well, there is one account, and that account is in the name of Emma and Elizabeth. Your former husband's name isn't on this account. Is this the money you're talking about?
Yes, that's the money that he said is jointly theirs.
But it isn't. The mere fact that he is a sibling does not indicate that he is entitled to half of the money in this account, and he knew that.
I understand what you're saying, Your Honor, and I have been put in the middle of this situation.
I understand that you've been put in the middle of the situation, but you had no right not to return the money to her. What?
I disagree with you.
I don't give a rat's. What do you disagree with, sir? This is an account. The account is not in your name. When someone dies and there is a joint bank account with rights of survivorship, it goes to the person who survives. If your mother had wanted your name on this account, she would have put your name on this account. Are you telling me that your sister fraudulently took your name off the account?
No, but I set the account up. I know how it was set up, and I know what the intention of the parties were.
Well, let me
And I
explain
know-
something
Judge-
to you, sir. That is what they call hearsay. You cannot suggest that your mother really wanted you to have this money, or a piece of it, put your hand down, but decided just to have it in two names. So, You tried to accomplish indirectly what you couldn't accomplish directly, and you put your former wife in the middle. She appears to be a very nice lady. I assume, what do you want?
Well, I went to St. Louis right before my grandmother died in August of 2000. Go up there, stand up, please.
Yes.
And I talked to my aunt about the situation that was going on. And my aunt said to me that they could front the money for the bail because that was going to be out of his inheritance anyway. That's what
What
they said
inheritance? But I want to know, what inheritance? If this is the inheritance, sir, listen to me carefully.
I'm listening.
This isn't inheritance. Okay. This is a joint bank account that your grandmother had with one of her children.
I'm not disputing.
One child, not two, just one. Maybe she didn't like your father. Maybe she knew.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know anybody who goes to Europe to sink $1.5 million boat in order to collect insurance proceeds to somebody that maybe your mother wouldn't be proud of. Is that a possibility?
Could be.
Is that a possibility? Could be.
But
Go with the $5,000. Pay it. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He duped me, and he's done other things to me.
I know what the intentions of the party were firsthand because I set it up.
I'm sorry that I made that very intelligent judge. I'm happy with it.
I guess the judge was right.
Follow your mother's advice, because she usually knows best.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Bonfiglio versus Mills. Step forward, please.
Waitress Luis Bonfiglio is suing 18-year-old student Adam Mills for vet bills. Luis says Adam's bull mastiff and German shepherd attacked her dachshund.
Mr. Mills, what kind of dogs do you have?
A yellow lab mixed with mastiff and a German shepherd.
How much does the yellow lab weigh?
160 to 170 pounds.
And the other dog?
The other dog, probably around 90 pounds.
Where do you live?
Aptos. It's near Santa Cruz.
You live near the beach?
Yes.
And you were walking your dogs on the beach. Is that right?
Yes. That's
Without
right.
a leash?
At first, they had a leash, and then
Without a leash?
Correct.
And they somehow came in contact with the plaintiff's dog, this dog,
Yes.
and injured this dog.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yes, correct. Very badly.
And you were visiting that beach?
Yes, it was Dudley's first day to the beach.
Do you live in that area?
I live in San Jose.
Geography
It's about
isn't my
30
thing.
miles from Aptos. So I took my dog to the beach for a picnic, and he was on a lead, and before I knew it, two shepherds or shepherd-looking mixes came running at him and just attacked him out of the blue.
Okay. Did you see Mr. Mills at all?
Yes, I yelled at him to come and get his dogs off my dog, and he just turned around and walked away. So people, bystanders, building sandcastles, took his dogs off mine, and I dropped my camera in the sand and broke it, as you can see here.
Who are you, sir?
I'm Adam's father and
You know anything about these dogs?
Yes, I raised the dog with Adam.
Do you know anything about the day of this incident?
Oh, I was not there. I've been told.
Were you present?
No.
You're just here for moral support?
Yes.
Character witness for the dog.
I'm not interested in your opinion of the dog's character. The dog injured her dog. Now I'll hear you.
Yeah, that's a lie. Actually, when she called me after the dog started attacking, I immediately came running to the scene.
You did. Okay,
and
shh, don't interrupt him, because he just, in his own zeal, said something that is really dispositive of this case. What he said was, when the dog started attacking, I came right over.
But the dog was provoked.
They take your hands out of your pocket.
They're not in my pockets.
They can't be provoked, sir. I guarantee you that this lady did not take a stick and
No,
provoke your dog.
The dog provoked my dogs. From the beach where I was, I saw her dog jump out at my dog.
And just a second. How old are you?
18.
Okay. So I don't want you to grow up to be an idiot. I want you to try to grow up to be a smart young man, because I don't want your father to think that he's wasted all of the time and energy in raising a moron. Do you understand? When you walk two large dogs that cumulatively weigh 250 pounds, take your hands out of your pockets, 250 pounds on the beach, and you choose to walk them without a leash, whatever damage they cause, you're responsible for. Do you understand? If instead of a dachshund, she had been walking with a 2-year-old child, and your dogs ran up to the child, and the child poked the dog in the face, and your dogs mauled the child, would you stand there like an idiot and tell me that the child provoked your dogs?
Yeah. Of course. The child is a different matter.
No! When you have the, put your hand down. When you have the responsibility of 250 pounds worth of animal that is capable of causing injury, and you choose to walk those dogs unleashed so that you do not have control over them, you are responsible for any damage that they do. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, but...
Period.
Could I say something in the dog's defense? So?
Oh, I'm dying to hear. Listen, I thought I just had an 18-year-old idiot. Perhaps I'm wrong. Stand up.
Well, I agree with what you've said so far, but the dog has been raised around children and around people. It would not attack children. And
let me explain something to you, sir. Do you ever read the newspaper?
Yes.
Do you ever hear about people who have little children that they love?
Yes.
That are eaten by, let's say, a large mastiff or a Rottweiler or a pit bull that never hurt any child before? You read about those tragedies?
Yes.
Animals are different from people.
Right.
Sometimes something spooks them.
Okay, this dog lives in the country. It chases gophers and mice, and to me, the rodent-like appearance of this dog is just when it leaped at him, it set him off.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree, so it's the dachshund's fault that the dachshund looks like a weasel. Is that what you're telling me? Is that what you're telling me? Listen, Miss Bonfiglio, I looked at your complaint. You asked for a lot because not only do you want the vet bills paid, and the dog was seriously injured. I read that, and I understand
have
that.
pictures of the surgery.
I'd like to see pictures of the surgery just so I can complete my file. You indicate that because of what happened to the dog, A, your camera was destroyed because the camera went flying. B, you had non-refundable tickets to attend the wedding, but the dog had surgery, so you canceled those tickets. And for this incident, and for this incident, you're demanding $2,000. Well, there is currently legislation pending in a lot of jurisdictions, and some of the legislation has to do with the value of pets. And a pet owner can sue, just like you can sue on behalf of a child, for pain and suffering and wrongful death, not just the value of the pet.
But my vacation was ruined.
Why don't you listen to me?
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
I believe that if people act irresponsibly, like these two people, and allow 250 pounds of muscle to walk unattended on the beach, that they are responsible for any consequence that occurs as a result of their irresponsibility. I also believe that the dog went through some very serious pain as a result of the attack by these two dogs. I see the scars. Maybe they haven't, but I see the scars that were caused by your... Shh! Do you look like you're losing? Does it sound to you as if you're losing?
I don't know what he's got up his sleeve.
I don't care what he has up his sleeve. All I'm doing is telling you that you're a winner, and you keep interrupting me.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
I don't see the connection between the dog attack and them missing a Moody Blues concert.
Well, let me tell you something. I don't either. But I do believe that being attacked and causing this kind of injury and this kind of surgery was painful for this animal. Don't you think that that's true?
Yes, I do think that's true. And I feel sorry for the animal.
You don't feel sorry enough. Because I'm going to read you your answer that your father probably helped you write.
No, robbed at gunpoint.
Yeah, this is case number 201 on the calendar in the matter of Potter versus Purdy. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Mr. Purdy, how long have you been running this study abroad program?
Around 6 years. 6 years.
And approximately how many students have you shepherded through your program in those 6 years?
Around 400.
How long is the study abroad program?
30 days or 90 days.
Ms. Potter, you signed up with Mr. Proddy for his study abroad program for how many days, 30 or 90?
90 days.
When? When were you supposed to study abroad and where?
The program lasted from February 6th, and it was supposed to go until May 8th.
And what was Mr. Proddy supposed to do pursuant to the contract you had with him with regard to the study abroad program?
He was supposed to provide housing, schooling, and weekend excursions, as well as several half-day excursions.
Can I see the contract?
What we have is the brochure that is stated everything.
Can I see it? Spring semester in Costa Rica. Well, let me tell you what it says. It says each student will have a private room with a pre-selected Costa Rican family and share bath facilities. Breakfast, dinner, and laundry services are included. This is an opportunity to learn Costa Rican customs with a native family while practicing the Spanish language. That's all it says about housing, correct? Okay. Were you placed with a family?
Yes, I was placed with a family.
And did you have a roommate?
Not at the beginning. My witness today, Kristen Tribby, moved into my house about a week into the program.
So then you did have a roommate?
Yeah, but not at the beginning.
And then, according to your complaint, you had a very unpleasant experience at some point. You'll tell me when that was, when you were robbed. Mm-hmm. The bottom line is you want your money back because you left. You decided to leave. You didn't feel safe anymore. You decided to leave. Mr. Proddy said that there is no refund policy with regard to this trip. You came. He provided you with your airfare. He provided you with lodging. And if you chose to leave, you chose to leave. Now, tell me first the day that you were robbed. What day was that?
That was on February 25th.
And what time of the day were you robbed?
It was actually in the evening.
Oh, at night? You were out at night?
Yes.
What time were you out?
We left our house at approximately 8 o'clock.
8 p.m.?
8 p.m. And the robbery occurred at about 8:15.
And where were you going?
We were going to the bus stop.
Had you been to that bus stop before?
Yes, every day. We took the bus every day. And any night that we went out, we also took the bus.
And so for at least 20 days, you had used that same bus stop without incident?
Yes.
And then on the 25th of February, tell me about the robbery.
Okay. Well, Kristen and I were waiting at the bus stop. And we had been there for about 10 minutes. The bus was apparently running late. And as we were standing there, 3 men approached us, and they came up to the bus stop, and they were standing at the bus stop like they were also waiting for the bus stop. And then they surrounded us, the three of them. Kristen and I were standing with our backs against, there was a school right behind us, and the wall and the gate to the school is right there, and we were standing there, and the three men encircled us. The one standing directly in front of us pulled out a pistol, a .22 caliber, and demanded that we give him our bags. Well, at this point, Kristen didn't really understand what he was saying because her Spanish is not as good. And
she understands gun.
She understands gun. She didn't see it at first. It was very, very dark at our bus stop. Very dark at our bus stop. And so she was like, "What's going on?" And I said, "Kristen, run." And I was just freaked out, and I started running. And when that happened, they grabbed Kristen, put a screwdriver against her back, and then she just threw her purse at them. At that point, when I took off running, I started screaming to try to get people's attention. 2 cars stopped, and a family on the corner across the street from the bus stop came out of their house.
So and they helped you?
Yes, they did.
So they were nice people?
They were nice people. And after I ran and a car stopped, he came out. The guy came out of his car and he was like, "Oh, did they rob you?" And I was like, "Yes."
All right, so you got robbed. You got robbed.
But I also got shot at, which is what I was trying to get to.
Okay, let's get there.
Okay.
You weren't hit.
So, no, he did not.
Okay.
I
So
jumped
that
on
was
the
enough.
other side of a car.
That was enough. You had enough of Costa Rica.
Yeah. No, you know what? That's not the reason why we went home. I was
So
going
then
to
tell
say
me.
that's not
So
why.
then tell me. I mean, that's what you told me about in your complaint. Then tell me why you went home.
Okay. We called the police after this robbery took place. The police came to the house. They took a report. They ended up catching these individuals. In addition to the 3, there was a getaway driver. So there was 4 men total. 2 of them were adults. 2 of them were juveniles. So after they caught these guys, they came back to our house where they had dropped us off and said, "Will you come and be witnesses?" And we said, "Yes, of course. Of course, we want our stuff back. We want these guys to be punished." Well, when we got to the police station, all 4 of those men were standing in the room with us, no handcuffs on. And we were like, why are these guys here? This isn't...
Yeah, this doesn't look like Law and Order.
Yeah, exactly.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I was also advised by Mr. Prati that it was not safe for me to stay in the country.
Is that right, Mr. Prati?
Well, I make the comment, if she was my daughter, I wouldn't have her down there.
Okay.
And later today,
Had you ever dated him?
He was my boyfriend.
2 boyfriends. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. The only one who laughs around here is Bert, when I make him laugh.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Ashley Potter says, while on an overseas study program in Costa Rica, she was robbed at gunpoint. She is suing business owner Marina Proti for the school trip.
What do you want from this man?
I want a refund of my money.
For what?
Well, I don't think that he gave us proper safety guidelines.
What,
He did not
where is
provide
it?
us
Just a
with-
second. Just a second. What do you mean proper safety guidelines that could have prevented 4 people who were hell-bent on committing an armed robbery, who drive into a neighborhood, who see 2 young women standing in a bus stop with pocketbooks and say, here we have 2 young girls. These look like 2 marks. I'm going to pull up the car. You get out, do your business, you pop back in the car, and then we're going to go to whatever neighborhood we live in. How could he have prevented that?
By warning us about not taking the bus at night.
How many times had you taken the bus at night before?
A dozen times.
And nothing happens, is that right?
Mm-hmm. But had I been warned that something could have happened, I never would have taken the bus at
How
night.
old are
I
you?
would have taught.
How old are you?
I'm 21. I was 20 at the time this
Miss
happened.
Potter, you mean somebody has to tell you that if you're out at night or if you're out during the day that somebody come up and rob you?
Oh, I'm
you
sure
do
it
watch
does.
the news.
Oh, I'm
you
sure
do
it
know
does.
that if you're standing at a bus or walking in the street and it's dark outside, you can get robbed. That's a possibility. I'm asking you, how do you equate that with it being his fault? If you're looking for someone to blame the police in Costa Rica, because what you say is you weren't concerned. It was a bad enough tragedy that you were robbed, but you say that's not why you decided to leave. You decided to leave because of what happened in the police station. That's what you just told me.
I didn't decide to leave because of exactly what happened in the police station. I wanted to stay. I called the U.S. consulate in Costa Rica. They advised me to leave. I was also advised by Mr. Prati that it was not safe for me to stay in the country.
Is that right, Mr. Prati?
Well, she asked me what was my opinion after all what had happened to her, being exposed 3 times in front of the witness by police mistakes. I made the comment, if she was my daughter, I wouldn't have her down there. And
Good.
I was honest on that.
Okay.
She exposed
Got
herself.
it. He was giving you honest advice. That doesn't mean that he gives you your money back.
He offered us a refund.
So?
And he said from the first instance that it was his idea to give us a refund.
So?
He believed that we deserved a refund. He told me in his own
Just
words.
a second. So if he said he was going to give you a refund, why are you here in court?
Because I wasn't satisfied with the refund.
Oh, well, how much of a refund was he prepared to offer you?
He sent me a check for $842. Out of the $4,595 that I spent to go there, I was there for 20 out of the 90 days that I was supposed to be there.
So the idea is he said to you, despite the fact that he's not required to give you a refund of any sort, he said, I'll give you something, even though it's not my fault. What happened to you?
Yes, we had a meeting with him.
Just a second. I'm just recapping. What do you want to say?
I'd like to say that he never previewed the house also. When we were coming back from the court, he said that he's never seen this house. It was a bad...
Listen to me. How old are you?
25.
25. 25 years old as a grown-up. Is that right?
Yes, I am.
You moved in with her a week afterwards. Is that right? So you lived there for 15 days. And I assume that at least during part of that time you went out with her in the evening.
Yes, I did.
So in the 2 weeks that you were there, you got to know the neighborhood a little bit?
Somewhat.
Don't give me baloney. You got to know the neighborhood a little bit?
Yes.
If I was 25 years old and I thought something was not safe, I wouldn't live there. I would go someplace else.
I did move.
That's why she moved out of her first house.
Because it wasn't safe for us not to be walking together. He said, it's fine if you walk. At nighttime, just be together.
I'm not suggesting to you that anything that happened on that day, on the 25th of February, was your responsibility. You're entitled to travel freely. You should be entitled to walk the streets, either here or in Costa Rica, wherever else you please, free from being accosted or robbed. I believe that that's your right. That doesn't mean that he's responsible. What you're looking to try to do is make him responsible. He is not responsible.
Have you seen a copy of the safety guidelines that he provided us with?
Hey, Miss Potter, you're going to have a long and happy life. Accept responsibilities for your own errors and judgment. If you felt that this neighborhood was not safe, and it was not safe after dark, then what you do, you stay home and play gin rummy. You don't go to a bus stop in the dark at 8 o'clock. That's all. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Thank you. I didn't go to travel to Costa Rica to be on my own and do my own thing and travel. I paid a certain amount of money because I expected safety.
By the time they arrived to a program this big with 9 different classes, professors, universities involved, etc., a lot of money had been spent already months before.
We had to walk by a crack house, boarded up to get to our house, as well as burnt out cars on the middle of the street.
I hope we'll get lessons, and I think blaming each other won't solve anything basic. Learn the lesson that be cautious, be careful, and be fair.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Sharp versus Urban. Step forward, please.
Warehouse worker Keith Sharp is suing his ex-girlfriend, caregiver Judy Urban, for having him falsely arrested for stealing her license plates.
Mr. Sharp, it is your claim that the defendant, who is a former friend of yours, had you arrested for stealing her license plates.
Correct.
And you really didn't steal her license plates, you just forgot to return them.
I called and had a junk.
You just...
Okay, we'll go with that.
So let me explain this to you, Bird. You ready?
I'm ready.
He was having some trouble with registering his car. Maybe he couldn't get it smogged. I guess that's what they call it here. He couldn't get it road ready. But he didn't want to get into any trouble.
Right.
Had you ever dated him?
He was my boyfriend.
It's your boyfriend. Excuse me. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. The only one who laughs around here is Bird, when I make him laugh. Miss Urban over here, she had a car that she was getting rid of for some reason. So he said to her, listen, I can't use my plates on my car because I don't have current plates because I can't get the car registered.
Right.
So as long as you're getting rid of your car, could I borrow your plates? She says, okay, but you have to give them back to me tomorrow, next week. You have a week, a time frame, a narrow time frame. He takes her plates and puts them on his car.
That ain't right.
It isn't right either. And now, Mr. Sharp, you're going to tell me what happened. Tell me first, because Bird wants to know, when you gave her back the plates.
I never did, ma'am.
And ergo lies the problem.
Correct.
So tell me what happened to the plates.
They were on a car. I could never get the car road ready. So I called a couple of junkyards, so I finally found one that would agree to come pick it up.
So at the time you called the junkyard, where were you?
I think I was at my mom's. I don't remember. Exactly. I could have been at my grandma's, or I could have been at my mom's, ma'am.
And how far does your mother live from your grandmother?
About 2 miles walking distance.
So you called the junkyard and you told them to come pick up the car?
Correct.
And they said they would?
Yes.
And this car had her plates on it?
Correct.
So let's keep going. I'm getting into the story.
Okay. Well, so anyway, it's like I've had cars picked up from junkyards.
I'm not interested in your editorializing, sir.
Okay.
I have another life other than this
Okay.
job. I
Okay.
want you to understand that. Just tell me the story. You called the junkyard. You were at either your mother's house or your grandmother's house. They live 2 miles apart, and you told them to come and pick up the car, and they agreed to come and pick up the car.
Correct. Well, I was going to give them some time before I took the plates off.
Why were you going to give them some time, sir?
To keep the car from getting any extra tickets while it sat there.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I just...
just a minute.
Okay.
I didn't say anything.
Okay.
I'm just looking at you. So you were going to give them some time.
Mm-hmm.
And?
Well, they came and got the car before I got around to taking the plates off.
And when did you find that out?
That I really can't tell you because...
Well, let's see. You were either at your mother's house or at your grandmother's house. They
All right,
live
like I
2 miles apart. The car was at your mother's house. Your mother must have said to you, if you were at your grandmother's house, gee, they came and took your car.
No.
They're pretty stupid.
No, I mean, they knew it was going to be picked up, so they didn't think nothing about it when it was picked
Well,
up.
either they're stupid or you're stupid.
Well,
which one is stupid, you or your mother?
Neither one of us.
Yeah, one of them's stupid. Because the license plates are still on the car, right?
Correct.
Now, when she called you and told you that you wanted her plates back, did you tell her what had happened?
Like I say, part of the time I was still
Did
driving.
you tell her
Yes.
what had happened?
She knew the car was going to a junkyard, yes.
Did you tell her that you had let the car go to the junkyard with her plates on it?
Yes.
Did he?
No, he did not.
No. Of course he didn't. He kept jerking you around. So you called the police and you said he stole my plates.
Yes.
Right? Right. That's what you're complaining about, that she had you arrested. And you were arrested and taken to jail?
Correct.
Did somebody explain to you what theft is, what larceny is?
Not what larceny is, but I do know what theft is.
Well, they're sort of synonymous. There's petty larceny, which is a little theft. There's grand larceny, which is a big theft. Then it escalates into robbery, which is a forcible. Larceny is a robbery. Okay. Larceny is when you either take or retain property without the owner's permission. Now, you took this property with the owner's permission.
Correct.
You retained it without her permission. Do you understand, sir?
Yeah.
Uncross your arms. Your case is dismissed. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Is suing her ex-boyfriend, construction worker Travis McManus, for the cost of a paternity test and harassment. Travis says he never took a paternity test.
Come to order. All rise. Now it's just case number 331 on the calendar in the matter of Richardson versus McManus. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
All right, we're going to cut to the chase here and in a very brief period of time lay out the story, the sad tale as I understand it. Ms. Richardson, this used to be your boyfriend. You had an intimate relationship with him for a while. That relationship, according to both of you, terminated. You were involved with somebody else. You became pregnant and had a baby. Sometime after the child was born, Mr. McManus saw you, met you, whatever, and he looked at the baby, and the baby looked like he used to look when he was a baby, I don't know. And he got it in his head that he might be the father of this child. So far, is that pretty much right?
Correct, Your Honor.
Good. So he would come over and visit and want to bring presents for the baby and want to be involved with the baby, and in your mind, you knew that he was not the father. But he harassed you, according to you, and harassed you, and he said, I want you to take a blood test, I want to be sure. And according to you, he said, I'll pay for the test. So you took a paternity test, and you want him to pay for that test. That's what this is about. Mr. McManus says, you didn't take any test with me, and I never saw the results of a test that you did take. So I am assuming, Ms. Richardson, that the blood test that you took was with the person who was the father of the child, correct? Not with Mr. McManus, because the only thing that test with Mr. McManus would have established could have been that he was excluded as a person who could be the father of this child.
Right.
Mr. McManus.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you promise to pay for a blood test that Miss Richardson would take, a paternity test, that she would take, not with you, but with some other man?
No, Your Honor.
But did you promise to pay for a blood test if she took it with you?
Yes, that is correct.
That's right. That's what I thought. So why, Miss Richardson, did you take a paternity test with somebody other than Mr. McManus?
I was trying to keep Travis McManus's name away from my child's name because I knew that he couldn't be, clinically it was impossible for him to be the father.
My question is,
oh, I'm sorry,
if
tell me again.
you're not paying attention,
Okay.
either that or you're not hearing
This
me.
is too much. I went through too much with this guy. Go ahead. Why did I take a test? He harassed me for months. I didn't want his name on it when I could have the father, my family. I'll keep it together and not have someone do
Do you want any prescription medication? Pay attention to my question.
Okay, ma'am.
He wanted to take a blood test with him.
Yes.
To determine whether he was the father of this child. And he said, if you take a paternity test, I'll pay for it. If I'm not the father, I'll still pay for it. If I'm the father, I want to know. I'm the father.
He didn't say it like that. He didn't differentiate at all. At all. He came into my home.
You mean you think that he was promising to pay you for a blood test that you took with another man?
No, he just said that he wanted to make an appointment and get it done. He said he didn't care how it was done or who did it, actually. And that's when I said, okay, well, I'll go and get his dad. I'll look hard for his dad. Plus, he'd already come into my house. And what he said in front of my child isn't something the father, even a potential father, would say in front of a baby. So I wanted him nowhere near us.
Get me, just a second. Would you get me the results of the paternity test? I'm sure she has them somewhere in that.
I was scared to
ream of
death, and so
paperwork.
was his dad, because he'd already been accosted by Travis McManus, like before the baby even.
How many children do you have, Miss Richardson?
I have a little boy.
This isn't the way test results come back to you when you take a DNA test.
Well, here's the rest of it.
Give me the whole thing.
Well, I mean, that's what I got. That was an email. That's all I got. In this, I just...
All right. Shh. Listen to me very carefully, Miss Richardson.
Okay. I'm just
This is not going to tell Mr. McManus anything. This does not name the child. This does not name the father. It does not say who came to the report. It says nothing. Is there currently an order of affiliation legally declaring somebody to be the father of this child in any court?
No.
Okay. There probably should be. Do you live with the father of this child?
No, I do not.
Does the father of this child pay child support?
No, he cannot.
Why not?
I can't tell you why.
Listen to me. Mr. McManus.
But I do know Mr. McManus. That was one of his
Mr.
things.
McManus, I want you to listen to me very carefully, sir. I don't know whether you're the father of this child or not. I have no idea. I'm not going to get much from the side of the bench that I can
Oh my gosh.
make heads or tails of. There is probably, based upon this genetic testing, and I don't know what child was taken or what father was taken, I have no idea. But in all probability, if they did go for a blood test, if the blood test was taken and she paid for the blood test or this man paid for the blood test, this is an accurate report which indicates that there's a 99.99 probability that the two people who took this test are genetically related. Understand?
Thank
that
you.
would of necessity exclude you.
Great.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
What he caused to the baby was just, it was wrong.
The baby will get over the trauma of him being told that he's
That's
the
what his
baby's
mom
father.
said. She'd get over it that her kids are fine, but her kids aren't fine.
And later today,
When you got bailed out, where did you go?
We went to the park and she told me she married me.
Before or after you beat her up?
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Ryan Richardson says ex-boyfriend Travis McManus owes for the cost of a paternity test.
Now, if, however, you are not satisfied with this test result, what you have to do is you have to go to the family court in the jurisdiction where you live, file a petition asking to legally be declared the father of this child.
Okay.
They will issue a summons. They will call her into court.
All right.
They will direct the taking of a blood test. You will have to pay for that blood test. If there is any question in your mind, I can't tell you what this is,
Okay.
because quite frankly, I don't know.
All right.
Your Honor, he's had plenty of time to do that. He just keeps threatening me with court, but he could do it.
Good, Mr. McManus, that is what you have to do. You can't threaten her. You can't go over there. I don't want you to go over there. I don't want you to try to see her. I don't want you to try to see the child. I don't want you to send her any presents. I don't want you to send her any money. Who is this person?
This is my mother.
Good. Your mother looks like a reasonable person. What you have to do is you have to take him by the hand. How old is he?
He's 27.
You take your 27-year-old baby by the hand, take him to a local family court, let him fill out a petition to be declared the father of this child. They will order the blood test. If he comes back not the father, he knows for sure that he is excluded as one of those people who could possibly be the father. Would that make you happy?
Yes, if I'm excluded. Yes.
Then that's what you have to do.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Don't go near her other than that. What?
So it's just about the paternity test, not the harassment? What he caused to the baby was just, it was wrong. It's wrong to come in and say, I'm your father, and confuse a baby like that. The baby lunged off the bed at him when he was coming at me. I mean,
the baby will get over the trauma of him being told that he's the
that's
baby's
what his mom
father.
said. She'd get over it that her kids are fine, but her kids aren't fine, obviously.
Goodbye. Now you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Goodbye and good luck, everybody.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
For years, he has come in and out of my life, come to my parents' house when I'm not there, just different things. And like my dad says, he's just trying to get back in.
I think it's the other way around, to tell you the truth. I want absolutely nothing to do with this woman.
He seemed really civil after the baby was born. He'd come over to visit a few times, and I even asked his mom to sell my dad's house. And then he just freaked out.
When I first saw the kid, my gut feeling was, yeah, he was my son. So that's why I wanted a DNA test, and I haven't seen one yet.
Everybody knows my son. Everybody knows that he's the happiest baby in the world, and that he couldn't possibly be this maniac's child.
Hopefully I'm not the father.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Thompson versus Douglas. Step forward, please.
22-year-old employment counselor Kara Thompson is suing her former live-in boyfriend, 23-year-old James Douglas, for shooting a hole in her ceiling and for the bail she posted after he beat her up.
All right, Ms. Thompson, the defendant is a former boyfriend of yours. You can claim he owes you for a whole bunch of stuff. You claim he owes you for rent when he didn't pay rent when he lived with you for a while. Some bail money that you put up for him because he either assaulted you, you had him arrested for domestic violence, and then you had second thoughts, so you bailed him out. So you say he owes you for that. He owes you because he put a hole in your wall or in your ceiling with a gun, a whole bunch of other stuff. So in 3 or 4 minutes or less, would you tell me what your complaints are and why you think he owes you some money?
Okay, in the beginning of June, I agreed to let him move in my house under like roommate circumstances. He agreed to pay $300 a month rent.
How did
and
you know him?
utilities. I met him in April.
Were you dating him in April?
Shortly thereafter, after I met him, I started dating him in April.
Fine. So in June, you told him he could move in.
Right.
Why did you tell him he could move in June?
The place where he was living, the guy said that he couldn't live there anymore. He wasn't fulfilling his end of the bargain as far as chores go. He wasn't going to have a place to live. So he agreed that he would pay me $300 plus utilities and electricity to move in my home.
So we're talking about 2 months' rent?
Roughly, yeah.
What kind of work was he doing when he moved in June?
He was working at Post Falls Mazda as a car salesman.
Was he working on salary or commission?
He was supposed to be paid a base salary of $6 an hour and then plus commission.
Is that right, sir?
No, ma'am. It was $6 an hour or commission, and I didn't start working at Post Falls Mazda until September the 2nd, until September the 19th.
Where were you working in June?
The gentleman I was living with, I was remodeling his home for a room, like a free room, free food, and free beer.
Are you sure he was working for a car dealership in June?
Yeah,
and in
I would take him to work in the morning.
And in July?
No, he lost his job at Post Falls Mazda.
When did he lose the job?
Shortly after he moved into my home.
So how'd you expect him to pay rent?
Well, I would take him looking for jobs. I went to the job service.
How did you expect him, Miss Thompson, to pay rent?
I thought he was going to get a job.
Well, he didn't.
No.
And you let him stay there anyway?
I felt bad. I didn't want to kick him out if he was looking for a job.
So why do you want to impose that on me?
I want to impose that on him.
No. What you're doing is, if you have a relationship that goes south and the object of your affection has disappointed you, you pick yourself up and dust yourself off and start all over again. All right, let's move on. Red, let's talk about the bail. Bail. What did he do and when?
July 24th, we had a domestic violence against me, and he went to jail.
What did he do?
He beat me up.
He did?
Yeah. The morning of July 24th, he woke up startled and said that he'd wet the bed, and he was very upset about that and embarrassed. I said, okay, let's change the sheets. It's no big deal. And he went out to the front room, put some towels over it, and I said, we'll go get something to clean it up. He wasn't coming back to the bedroom, so I went out, and he was like going to sleep on the floor. I'm like, you need to come clean this up. Or he started yelling at me and calling me names. And then, I'm sorry.
How did he put his hands on you?
Okay. I asked him to leave if he couldn't respect my property by not cleaning up that on my bed. I asked him to leave, and he grabbed my wrist and started throwing me around, and it proceeded from there, which he'd done before every time. I'd asked him to leave my home.
My question, Ms. Thompson, is then why did you bring him back? Why did you bail him out?
Because he asked me to bail him out.
Well, tell me how that came about.
He had a court for a driver's license suspension during the time that he was in jail, and so I went down to the courthouse, and he was there.
What does that mean? You mean he was picked up, the police came, they arrested him,
Correct.
put him in jail. While they were in jail, a warrant dropped on him for something else?
Correct. Correct.
For what?
There wasn't a warrant. It was just a day that I had to go to court for a driving on suspended ticket. And I wasn't allowed to.
Driving a vehicle with a suspended
Yes,
license.
ma'am. And I also had a no contact order, so I wasn't allowed to talk to her whatsoever.
So what you're telling me is you never called her and asked her to bail you out?
I wasn't allowed to.
Okay, when did he call you?
He called me once from jail. He bargained with an inmate so that he was able to call me. He called me and expressed remorse. He was really, really sorry. He'd never done this to anybody before. Could I please bail him out? And we also had 2 friends that went to see
Just
him.
a minute. So he asked you to bail him out and you did?
That's correct.
That's
with
not
the
a lot.
agreement, with the agreement to pay me back.
How much did it cost you to bail? Because ultimately
$535, and I do have the check here.
Judge?
Yeah.
All calls are documented, so if I'd called, I would have been breaking my contact order as well.
Just a second. You've broken the law before, sir. In worse ways than making a telephone call.
I've already been picked up for that charge if they'd had it on document.
Not necessarily. When they said, we have somebody who's bailing you out, did you say, I don't want anybody to bail me out, I want to stay here?
I didn't know I was... no, ma'am.
No, of course not. When you got bailed out, where did you go?
We went to the park, and she told me she'd married me.
Now, when you say she told you she'd marry you, did that come out, you're just walking along and she said to you, honey, I'll marry you, or did that come as a result of you saying to her, I want to marry you?
I'd asked her before I went to jail, and when I got out, she gave me...
Before or after you beat her up?
That case is still pending. I have evidence that proves that I am not at fault for that.
That's a pending case, then
Yes,
I'm not
ma'am.
going to go into it with you. Go ahead.
Okay, I have the check for the bail that I posted for him, and I also had to pay to get my car title back, so that was another $100.
Just a minute. That's
She
your
revoked
problem.
my bond.
Okay.
That's your problem.
Okay.
You want to go through this other problem that you had? You said he had a gun. Was a gun involved?
A couple days after he got back, there was a peeping Tom going around Post Falls. They showed it on the news, and I heard something came up the back steps, and I asked him to go investigate, and he grabbed my .22 rifle out of my closet and put the clip in it, and I said, you are not supposed to have a gun in your hands. You're facing a felony charge. So he turned around and went to put it back in the closet, and it went off. I don't know how it went off, but it did, and it went through my ceiling, and I have pictures of that.
Okay.
And he agreed to repair the ceiling and pay for those costs.
You want him to come back and repair the ceiling?
Well, I have an estimate for that, for the roof repair and the labor involved in that.
I'm looking at you with a look of incredulity, Ms. Thompson, for the
Well,
following reason. If he beats you up, you don't invite him back to your bedroom. Do you understand?
Yes, it'll never
You
happen
don't
again.
look like a stupid woman. So here's what I have. I have a woman who brings in a guy to her house because he can't live at his old place because he's a bum. He loses his job.
That's correct.
He beats you up after he's been living in your house for a month. And you do the smart thing. You send him to jail. According to you, it's not the first time he beat you up.
That's correct.
First time he put his hands on you in anger. Would have been the last time. For moi. You gave him another chance. But on the 24th, you finally said, he's going to jail. 4 days later, you bail him out. Comes back to your house.
Well, August 8th, I bailed him out.
I don't care.
Concrete contractor Charles Payne for running over her 6-year-old son. Charles claims the boy darted out in front of his truck.
Yes, this is case number 225 on the calendar in the matter of Dean versus Payne. Vice been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Ms. Dean, it is your claim that the defendant, while driving his truck, hit both you and your son in the parking lot of the apartment complex where you live. Your son was injured. He was taken to the hospital. He had stitches, etc. And you also claim that you were hit and that you suffered some injuries, although that was not reported at the time. Mr. Payne has no insurance. You feel as if he should be responsible for the pain and suffering that both you and your son experienced as a result of his negligence. Mr. Payne says that he did not hit you, that that's a lie, that he did, in fact, hit your son, who was not being properly supervised by you in the parking lot, and your son darted out in front of his car. He certainly had no intention of hitting him. Correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you have no insurance.
No, Your Honor, but I could explain that.
Before we start, just tell me, how come you have no insurance?
Well, the truck is not really, it's for sale for one thing, Your Honor. And I wasn't putting insurance back on it. It's just been a week. And I was just driving the truck just to keep the engine right.
So there's no excuse that you have for driving the car without insurance, which is against the law.
No excuse for that.
Good. Fine, you should have said that right in the beginning. We would have gotten along much better, Mr. Payne. Okay. When did this happen, Ms.
On
Dean?
the 11th of February.
What time?
About approximately 8 a.m.
Your son have school that day?
Yes, he did. He was off because I was taking him to a doctor's appointment.
For what?
He has ADHD, so he was going to see a psychiatrist.
So he's hyperactive?
He is hyperactive, Your Honor.
Fine. Now, you live in the same apartment complex?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Where was your son when he was hit?
He was standing right beside me on the left-hand side.
Is that correct?
No, Your Honor, it's not.
Why don't you tell me what happened, Miss Dean? Tell me your version of what happened. By the way, who is this lady?
This is my girlfriend, Tiffany.
Were you there that day?
I was not there for the accident, but
Go ahead.
We were walking across the entrance to our complex. I saw Mr. Payne's wife, or girl Gladys, come into the apartment in her car. I observed Mr. Payne coming down the street in the truck, knowing that he usually followed her. We crossed the road with Derek beside me, and just as we got about
When you say you crossed the road with Derek beside you?
Yes, ma'am.
What road were you crossing?
We were crossing the entrance to our complex.
Where the cars go?
Yes.
Go ahead.
We got about 1.5 feet from the curb on the other side. I again turned to make sure Derek was beside me because I knew Mr. Payne was going to turn in. When I turned back, he clipped this shoulder of me, and as I turned around from the impact, he had hit my son.
Was your son taken to the hospital?
He was airlifted to Orlando Regional Trauma Center.
Okay. What kind of treatment did he have there?
He had 2 surgeries in Arnold Palmer. They did a lot of x-rays. I do have the hospital records as far as what they did. Yes, ma'am. I also have pictures of the scene, all the billings, and what this doctor was doing.
Can you see this?
Yes, ma'am.
So what you're saying is you would cross the street here?
Yes, ma'am.
And you were almost here?
Yes, ma'am.
When your son was hit?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What I would like for the plaintiff to do, Bird, is to put an X here where she says she started to walk, and another X where she says she was hit, okay?
If you look in one of the pictures, Your Honor, you can see the police marks of where Mr. Payne's front tires were. There's orange markings on the pavement. We came across this way. It was on a straight line.
Okay.
Would you show this to Mr. Payne and ask him if that's pretty accurate, where he came into contact with the child?
That's not where I come, Your Honor, that's not where I come in contact with the kid.
Okay. I'd like you to put down a 0 where you say you came into contact with the child. Okay. Right, good. Take it back now. Let's take care of your claim first. Can I see the medical reports? Are they in here with regard to your injury?
All I got was a little sore shoulder.
So that I'm not considering your injury?
No.
Right.
No, ma'am.
Right. Because you originally sued for that.
Right.
With the letter
I'm
who shot John. Okay, so it's your claim, sir, that it was further out in the street where you hit the child?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, you were coming down the street. I've read your answer.
Yes.
You saw her as you were coming down the street?
Yes.
And you saw him when you were coming down the
Yes,
street?
Your Honor.
Correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So I want you to explain to me how it is that you hit him. Look at me.
Your Honor, when I was coming down University, I made the right turn.
But you saw them before?
Yes, I did, Your Honor. She was across the street.
She was across the street already?
Yeah, right. A kid was standing right pretty much where she got the X. All of a sudden, the kid run across the street.
You mean he backtracked?
He come behind me. And I was just creeping maybe a mile an hour. I would have ran over the kid. But he
You did run over him?
Well, I guess
Not with all your tires, but you ran over him.
I ran on him, but I didn't run over him, Your Honor.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
If you're holding his hand, you know where he was. So you were not holding his hand, Mrs. Dean.
He stays beside me. He's on medication, Your Honor.
Miss Dean, I'm not going to play with you.
And later today.
So when he called you a name, did you hit him?
I did not hit him first.
I don't believe that.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Anna Dean claims neighbor Charles Payne ran over her 6-year-old son. Charles says the unsupervised boy darted out in front of his truck.
Let me tell you what your problem is. First of all, I don't believe Miss Dean, because I read her complaint very carefully. And from what she testified to today, what she testified to was that her son was right by her side. That's what she testified to.
Yes, ma'am.
And I assume since he has ADHD, according to you, that you know that he's hyperactive and that when you say he's right by his side, you were holding on to him because that's what you do with a child. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. But let me read what you wrote, madam, in your sworn statement. You said, I turned to see where my son was. Well, you don't have to turn to see where your son is if you're holding his hand. If you're holding his hand, you know where he was. So you were not holding his hand, Mrs. Dean.
Not at that time, no,
Yeah,
Your Honor.
right. And you should have been. Right? Because you were in a street. Correct?
We were at the corner. He stays beside me. He's on medication, Your Honor.
Miss Dean, I'm not going to play with you. I read your complaint and I said to myself, this lady doesn't, there's no question, he's at fault. You're driving a truck, you're at fault. Period. End of discussion. Especially if you saw him in the street as you were pulling up. So you're suing him for $5,000. And he is partially responsible for your son's pain and suffering. So are you. And I am going to apportion the fault of this accident between the two of you, which I can do. I can say each one of you is what percentage responsible for this accident? And I find that you're 50% responsible for this accident that happened to your son because you failed to supervise him properly. So I'm entering a judgment in your favor for $2,500. That's all. Thank you. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
If I had been in the speed, I would have drove right over it. It just skids his leg. It didn't do no more damage.
The most upsetting part is that he didn't show any compassion or remorse after the accident.
We went up to the hospital, all the way to Orlando. We went to her house.
The entranceway, the apartment complex, has a 10-mile-an-hour speed limit because there are so many children playing.
Good, Judy, she got away with it. Hey, and that's the way it works.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Shoemaker versus Bird. Step forward, please.
Judy Shoemaker is suing her ex-boyfriend, car salesman Zachary Bird, for the return of her property and damage to her belongings. Zachary is countersuing, claiming Judy slashed his waterbed.
Ms. Shoemaker, how long did you and the defendant live together?
Well, we lived on and off together. We lived together the first time for about 6 months. I moved out, and then I moved back in again for about 6 months.
When was the last 6-month period that you lived together?
January through June of 2003.
According to your complaint, you had a fight, you left, he kept some of your property.
Yes, ma'am.
And he maliciously destroyed some of your property by cutting a hole in the ceiling and the floor in his house, the floor which went down to the ceiling of the next floor, and allowing your property to become water damaged. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Bird says he does have some of your property. He's keeping it until you pay for the waterbed and the carpet that you ruined. And then you can have your property back, and he's counterclaiming for the damage that you did to his house. So tell me about this fateful day when you had a fight in June. Give me the date.
I think it was June 13th, 2003.
What was the fight about?
I don't really know what started the fight. To begin.
Maybe Mr. Bird does. Do you know what the fight was about, Mr. Bird?
I've called her a name, but in actuality it was June the 15th.
Okay, June 15th. She
was Father's Day.
June 15th.
It was Father's Day. It was late in the afternoon.
And you called her a name?
Yes.
Why?
I thought she deserved it at the time, ma'am.
Well, you must have been having an argument about something.
Yes, ma'am.
What were you having an argument about?
I can't recall the exact argument at the time, ma'am. But what happened was, after the argument, I went next door, called the police.
Just a minute.
I'm sorry.
You got there too fast.
I apologize.
I don't know why you would call the police. So far, we've only gotten to we had an argument. You called her a name.
Yes.
But you don't want to tell me. You want to tell me what it starts with?
A B.
A B.
Yes, ma'am. 5 letters. I don't.
You called her a name. What happened after you called her the name?
She got physical.
Tell me how she got physical.
Hitting on me.
Tell me about your house. It's a 2-story house?
Yes, ma'am. It's a 2-story house with a loft.
And this argument started upstairs?
Yes, ma'am.
Called her a name?
Yes.
She retaliated physically?
Yes. Yes.
What did you do?
I went next door to my neighbor and called the police.
And did you stay at the neighbor's until the police arrived?
Yes, I did.
And Ms. Shoemaker was in the house?
Yes.
When the police arrived, did they tell you to leave?
No, I chose to leave. My daughter arrived after he had hit me and saw the handprint on my face.
Well, when did he hit you?
And it didn't happen upstairs either. When he called me the B word, that happened downstairs. Now, the argument itself continued upstairs.
Okay. So when he called you a name, did you hit him?
I did not hit him first.
I don't believe that.
I really tried to walk away.
No, I don't believe that. Because if you say to me that he called you a name, and then he hit you, and then you hit him back, is that what you're saying? I didn't hit him first, because you said I didn't hit him first, which presupposes that at some point you did hit him.
Yes, I did hit him back. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
And I probably would have hit him.
But I also had a broken shoulder. I also had a broken shoulder at the time.
At the time? It had nothing to do with this?
Yeah.
Okay. So he called you a name, and he says that you hit him, which I believe. I also believe he probably hit you back. Did you hit her back? It's not an answer.
Yes, ma'am. I smacked her back one time. That's correct.
Okay. Now, tell me about your damaged property.
Well, I have pictures.
Well, tell me how your property was damaged. You said it was damaged because he cut a hole in the ceiling.
His waterbed, which was already had a leak in it, it was leaking. He punched a hole in the floor over my room, which let the water flow into my room on my bed.
And you think he did that purposely?
Well, there were no water spots. I mean, it's a hole drilled in the floor.
Who slashed his waterbed? Who slashed his waterbed?
Much to my embarrassment, I have to admit that I did do it after he beat me up. I know, so I know.
No. Ms. Shoemaker, he didn't beat you up. Listen to me. He didn't beat you up. Because if he beat you up, he would not have gone next door to call the police. You would have gone next door to call the police, but he wouldn't have gone next door to call the police. I'm not saying that he did the right thing.
He did it
by hitting you back. He could have gone to the next door neighbor and called the police before he retaliated. But what you did was you slashed his waterbed when he was next door calling the police, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You're complaining that the stuff in your room downstairs got water damaged.
I know that I can't. All I really want, Your Honor, is to get my property back.
Okay.
That belongs to my son, who is now dead.
Okay. What property is it that you say that he has that you want back? Mr. Bird, I want you to do something for me.
Yes, ma'am.
This is serious business.
Yes, ma'am.
I want you to accept that it's serious business.
Believe me, I believe it's very
Good.
serious. Yes,
I want you to listen carefully to the property that she says she wants back, and you tell me if you have any of that property.
Here's the warrant and detain you. Did you want me to read it to you, or would you like to see it yourself?
Does that have the listing of the property?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me see it, please. Which of these items belong to your son?
The chest of drawers, the bookcase, and the encyclopedias, which he begged me for as a young child. Said he would read them from front to back if I purchased them.
Do you have the encyclopedias?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I'm going to ask you to take a look at these things and tell me whether you have these items and whether you agree that those items are hers.
Yes, I have all these items.
And are those items hers?
All the items of hers, except for the Christmas tree. The Christmas tree I purchased on 12/21.
Okay, Christmas tree. What
Yes,
else?
I purchased on 12/21.
Fine, Christmas tree's out. Go. What's next?
And the only other item is the dryer. She asked for her dryer to be put in my home so I can sell my dryer to a friend of hers for $100. The only thing I want to do is give her $100 for her dryer because she wanted me to do that as a favor for her.
Now, you have a bill for the waterbed?
Yes, ma'am. This is for the carpet, and this is for the waterbed.
Can I see it, please?
I mean, I haven't replaced it yet because I was going to go to court then.
Ms. Schumacher, you understand that you're not entitled to the value of any of your property that was destroyed by the waterbed because you broke the waterbed.
Yes, ma'am.
He's prepared to return everything except the Christmas tree.
That was given to me as a gift, but that's fine. He can have it.
I figured you'd say it was fine.
Really
Everything else goes back. Everything else goes back to you. However, you are responsible to replace his carpeting, and you are responsible to buy him a new waterbed. That's not hard. That's easy.
Now, this is case number 199 on the calendar, the matter of Calderon versus Eagles. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats.
Ms. Calderon, it is your claim that the defendant had your son falsely arrested. Yes. And you want all kinds of damages. Ms. Eagles says in her response that your son is a bad influence on her boy. She didn't want him in her home. He violated a direction by the police to stay out of her home. She had an absolute right to have him arrested for trespass because he was told to stay out of her home. That's your defense.
Correct.
Is that right?
Yes.
Which boys are they?
My son, Matthew.
Matthew. Step up. And which is your boy?
Devin.
Devin. I'm going to start with you, Miss Eagles.
Okay.
What's wrong with him?
Well, I do not like some of the things that Matthew does.
How do you know about these things?
Because my son has been hanging out with him for quite some time, and
Well, tell me about how long they've been hanging out together, and how do you know it's Matthew that's the cause of the trouble?
Well, they've been hanging around each other for, I'm going to say, approximately 4 years, 5 years.
Okay.
And I know that whenever Devin was around him, he would just turn into something that I could not control. He would be obnoxious to me.
You mean your son?
Yes. I knew that Matthew was involved with drugs, and I'm trying to keep my son from being involved in such garbage, and that's why
How did you know that Matthew was involved with drugs?
Well, I know on one occasion, Kevin told me that Matthew had drugs.
Who's Kevin?
Kevin is right here.
Kevin, do you have a last name?
Blair.
Kevin, how do you know these people?
Devin's my friend. That's his mom, and that's Matt and his mom.
Well, I know who the players are. I asked you how you knew them. Devin is your friend. What about Matthew?
He was my friend.
Did you ever tell Mrs. Eagles that Matthew was using drugs?
Yeah.
When did you tell her that?
I'm not exactly sure when. It was a while ago.
Give me a year. Was it this year?
Yeah, I think it was this year.
I want you to try yes.
Yes.
What kind of drugs did you tell Mrs. Eagles that Matthew was involved with?
Cocaine.
And how did you know that?
Because I've seen him with it before.
Look at me. Because you've seen him with it when?
Previous to that.
Did he sell it?
No, I just seen him with it.
Tell me about the time that you saw him with it. Look at me.
All right. We were...
You don't like my Jack Nicholson? Go ahead.
I don't know. I've seen him with it. I'm not exactly
Listen.
sure when.
Do you use drugs regularly?
No.
Do you use cocaine regularly?
No.
Do you ever use cocaine?
No.
Did you ever try cocaine?
No.
So it was really an unusual occurrence when you saw Matthew with cocaine, right?
Yes.
Then I want you to tell me when it was. Tell me the circumstances, because after you saw him with the cocaine one time, you told Mrs. Eagles, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then, think. I want you to put on your thinking cap. Think. Oh, we may have to wait a while.
I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure when I remember seeing him have it.
I didn't ask you when. I asked you to tell me the story about it. Were you in school? Were you at home? Were you in the street? Were you at a party?
Oh, we were at a party.
Who was at the party?
Matt, me, Devin, a whole bunch of other people.
Fine. And tell me exactly what you saw Matthew do with the cocaine.
I seen him.
Look.
I seen him pull it out and play
How
with
was it packaged?
In a little bag.
He pulled it out of where? His pocket?
Yeah.
And what did he do with it?
He just looked at it. It was never. He didn't like pull it out of the bag or anything.
Did he say anything?
He was like, "I got some coke."
You didn't see him do anything with it?
No.
And then he put it back in his pocket?
Mm-hmm.
And didn't use it during the course of the party?
Well, not that I remember seeing.
Now, when did you tell that to Mrs. Eagles?
I don't know. Maybe a month or two.
Mrs. Eagles, tell me what he said to you when he told you about the cocaine.
He told me that he knew for a fact that Matt and another individual had it, and that they had given Devin some.
Well, he didn't tell that to me just now.
Well,
he didn't tell that to me just now.
He said that he knew that they did the cocaine New Year's Eve.
It's not what he's saying now.
Well,
sit down. What grade are you in school, Devin?
9th.
Ever been suspended from school?
Yes.
How many times?
Twice.
For what?
Smoking and...
Smoking cigarettes?
Yeah.
In school?
On school grounds.
Close enough. How old are you?
15.
How old were you when you got suspended for smoking?
15.
So it was a recent suspension.
Last year.
So once for smoking last year. And then, what did you get?
Fighting.
Fighting. When did you get suspended for fighting? You don't worry, I'm going to get to you in a minute.
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Well, last year.
I had, like, in-school suspension because of fighting last year.
And the year before that?
No.
Have you been suspended from school, either an in-school or an out-of-school suspension, more than twice?
I don't think so.
You know what?
I don't think so.
He doesn't think so. Have you ever been arrested?
No.
Did you pass any or all of your subjects last year?
Yes.
How many did you pass?
4.
And how many did you have?
About 8.
So you passed about 50% of your classes last year, is
Well,
that right?
Yep.
What are you doing this summer?
Well, I can't go to summer school.
Why?
Because I skip school too much. I have to
So,
repeat the grade.
so you have an attendance problem?
Yeah. Yes.
When you don't go to school, where do you go?
Stay home.
Does your mother work?
Yes.
What kind of work does she do?
She's a medical transcriptionist.
You have brothers and sisters?
One brother.
How old is your brother?
18.
Does he live in the home or out of the home?
In.
In the home. What does he do?
Nothing.
So your mother has 2 children, she works full-time, and she's got 2 children who do nothing except make trouble. Is that what you're telling me?
No.
Sure. You stay home from school, you do nothing. You get suspended from school, you do nothing. You pass half of your classes. You got an 18-year-old brother who does nothing.
Well, then, yes.
Right.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
On December 31st, I came home from work and I found him in my apartment.
Is that right?
No.
You mean she's lying about finding you in her home?
Yeah.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Rieta Calderon says her son was falsely arrested when Sharon Eagles filed a complaint. Sharon says the boy was trespassing on her property.
Now turning over to this side of the table. How old are you, Matthew?
16.
Your last report card that you got, how many classes did you have?
5.
How many did you pass?
4.
Where did you fail?
Math.
Were you in regular attendance in school last year?
Yes.
Ever been arrested?
Yes.
When?
When I was 15,
For what?
someone had left a stolen bike at my house.
You were arrested because somebody else did something wrong.
Yeah, the case was dismissed, though, because they
That
found
doesn't necessarily mean anything, but you're telling me if somebody else did something wrong, they arrested you.
Yes.
And that was your only arrest.
Yes.
Now, this business about cocaine. Have you ever tried cocaine?
No, I have not.
Have you ever touched cocaine?
No, I have not.
Mrs. Eagles doesn't like you. You know that?
Yes.
And I assume you've known that for a long time.
Yes, Sharon.
Did she ever tell you not to come to her house?
Yes, she has.
Before you were arrested, she told you not to come to her house.
Yes.
And she told you not to come to her house before you were arrested. Is that right?
Yes, Sharon.
Did you go to her house again?
No, I didn't.
You mean after she told you not to come to her house, you were not in her house again?
Correct.
When did she tell you not to come to her house?
Maybe about a month before I was arrested.
Give me the month.
Early December.
So far, is that correct?
I told him numerous times, starting in September, maybe 2 years ago.
All right. But you knew he came to your house, and he came to your house invited by your son.
I did not know that he was going to my home.
Well, he didn't break into your house, madam. He came invited by your son, who was playing hooky from school.
I told him to stay away, and whether Devin let him in, I was at work, I had no way of knowing. But he was not allowed to go to my home at all.
When did you finally call the police?
I went over to the Juvenile Bureau on several occasions.
When did you finally call the police?
Then I finally called them in, I think it was November.
When was he arrested?
He was arrested in January.
Why in January?
Because on December 31st, I came home from work and I found him in my apartment.
Is that right?
No. No.
You mean she's lying about finding you in her home?
Yeah. Yes, Sharon.
Devin, was Matthew in your home on December 31st?
Yes, he was. My mom came home early from work and caught me, Matt, and Kevin in there. We were at my house.
That right?
Before we were going to...
She says you were there. Her son says you were there. And your old friend Kevin, although he didn't even have to think about it for a minute, says that you were there. And that's why you were arrested for trespass. Because that's your claim. Your claim is that Mrs. Eagles had your son falsely arrested for trespass, and you want to be compensated.
Sure.
She told him to stay out of her home. He went to her home.
Well, he wasn't at her home the day that she said that.
Well, I don't believe that. I don't believe that he wasn't there December 31st. I have 3 people who say that he was there.
Your Honor, I showed up in court, 3 appearances with witnesses and documentation at the courtroom. If she had my son arrested for those charges, she should have showed up at the courtroom. She never did.
Showed up is not
I
the
had
issue. We are
witnesses
not
to
in.
prove my son was not at her home.
I'll hear your witnesses.
I don't have them all with me. I have Michael with me. He did pick my son up at 5 o'clock. I was home from work that day at 3 o'clock. Michael picked my son up from our home at 5 o'clock that evening.
When did you see him at your home?
It was probably about 3:45 or 4 because I distinctly remember I was sick that day and I went home early. They don't expect me home until after 6 or...
So you cannot account for where he was at 4 o'clock. Is
He
that
was
right?
home with me, Your Honor.
I don't believe that.
That is the truth.
I don't believe it. Listen, this is the problem, Miss Calderon. I believe that your son was told that he was not welcome in her home. If he was told that, and he acknowledges he was told that, he acknowledges that he was told that in early December, which means that any time after early December, he knew that the welcome mat was closed. This is not Devin's home. Devin merely lives there because his mother lets him live there. She owns the space there. Your son was there. I do not believe he wasn't there.
Your Honor, may I say something?
Sure.
Mrs. Eagle's not telling the truth right now, but on many occasions, we've known them for 4 years. My son and her son met in middle school. On many occasions, Mrs. Eagle would tell my son not to come to her house or that she did not want the children hanging out together. Mrs. Eagle would then deliberately bring her son to my house, drop him off for days at a time.
Listen to me. That's okay. You have just acknowledged that she told your son not to come to her house.
Yes.
She could bring him to your house. You could say, I don't want him in my house. But once the owner of the premises says you are no longer welcome in my private residence, That's it. If you go there, you are trespassing. That's what she had him arrested for. But I have to tell you something. Just pay careful attention to me.
Yes.
It takes two to tango.
I understand that.
Okay. So that he's not the bad influence. Together, they're not good for each other.
I guess that's a better way of putting it.
Right. Now, as a parent, you say, listen, I got two bad kids. They're worse when they're married. So if I separate them, maybe I have a better chance of working with mine. So you have the right as a parent to say, I want to keep them separated. That's why I started with you. I don't want you to think that I believe that he is a bad influence on him. This one doesn't know whether he's a foot or horseback. He told you one story, he told me a different story, okay? But you are entitled to say, in my home, I don't want to see your face. And if you've done it and you've been unsuccessful, then you go to the police and you have him arrested. Period. End of discussion. Case over. Goodbye.
Excuse, you may step out.
I'm extremely upset that they could just go in there and stand in front of Judge Judy and lie.
I didn't tell the truth, and they won by not telling the truth.
And say that he was not there.
She has lots of issues with her own children, so she blames everybody else's children for her son's problems.
My son's not an angel, but I just...
Caused a lot of trouble financially and everything.
I had no other recourse.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter, Carpenter versus Young. Step forward, please.
Customer service manager Andrew Carpenter is suing his ex-girlfriend, clerk Rhonda Young, for the unpaid balance on a car loan. Rhonda says as soon as they broke up, the deal went sour.
Miss Young was your girlfriend. She came to you at some point and said she was having some financial difficulty. She fell behind in her car payments. According to you, you loaned her money, some $800 and change, to make 2 car payments. So far, correct?
Yes.
And she didn't pay you back any of that money.
No.
Then she was in more financial trouble, so you agreed to take out a second mortgage on your house
Yes.
and loan her enough money to pay off the car loan so she wouldn't have any more stress. And the agreement was she was going to pay you $200 a month for 5 years until her loan to you was satisfied. So far, right?
Yes.
Is that pretty accurate so far?
Yes, ma'am.
When did she pay the car off?
She sent a cashier's check on the 9th of December.
Okay, so in December. So her first payment was due in January.
Yes.
And according to you, she didn't make January's payment.
Yes.
She did make February and March, but not January.
Yes.
So on April 1st, you took back the car.
Yes.
And you still have the car.
Yes.
But you say you've had it appraised for what you could sell it for. And it comes up a little short of what she owes you if you went to sell it. So you want her to pay the difference now.
Yes. I gave her a piece of paper also stating that she could make payment arrangements and contact me on paying this difference amount, and she said, no, see you in court.
Well, at this point, she's correct, sir, because you don't have fixed damages. Let us say, under the scenario that you have just outlined, I find her in breach of that contract, which enables you to take back the car. Did you make January's payment?
At the time we were going to go on a ski trip, he told me not to worry about it. I went ahead and sent it. And I said, okay, are you sure? He goes, go ahead and do it like that. But, I'm going to have you write me checks after that, send them to my house, and I will send it to the mortgage company. So I complied exactly what he wanted.
You didn't make January's payment. You made February and March. And when did you break up, by the way?
The end of January.
And you didn't take the car back in February or March?
That is correct.
Not until April. So let us assume that I find that she breached the agreement by not making January's payment, and you had every right to take back the car. And your plan is to sell it, right?
Yes.
You have to do that. You have to sell it so that the damages that you have are fixed. How much did you loan her for the car?
$10,000.
And let's say you actually sell it and get $8,000 for the car, leaving $2,000 balance.
Yes.
And she has made 2 payments to you so far of $400.
Yes.
Which means she owes you $1,600.
What about the two car payments?
And the 2 car payments if I find that that was a loan,
She said she'd pay back.
along with this money, because you were her boyfriend. I'm not persuaded about these 2 car payments. But let's say you sell the car for $9,000. Say you find some sucker who's willing to give you an extra $1,000. That means that your damages are only $600. So when I say you don't have fixed damages yet, Mr. Carpenter, you haven't sold the car. Do we understand each other?
Yes.
So your action here is premature, and it is dismissed without prejudice until you go and sell the car. Got it?
Got it.
That's case number 261 on the calendar in the matter of Tozan versus Griffin. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats.
Miss Tozan, who is this?
This is my fiance.
And who is this?
My husband.
The defendant is your mother-in-law.
Ex-mother-in-law.
The mother of your former husband.
Correct.
And you have children with your former husband. How many children do you have?
1.
Your mother-in-law had been very involved with your child. It's a girl?
Yes, ma'am.
And as a matter of fact, according to what I've read in her answer, your daughter lived with her for a period of time. Is that right?
That's correct.
How old is your daughter now?
She'll be 11.
And for how long did she live with Miss Griffin?
I think for a period of 6 to 8 months.
Is that right?
Almost a year.
And when was that?
May of 95 till April of 96.
Was that a court-ordered arrangement?
Yes, it was.
Because I assume your son and daughter-in-law had some problems that had to be resolved.
Yes, ma'am, right.
And you have had and enjoyed visitation with your granddaughter, regular weekend visitation. I don't know if it's every other week or once a month. Once a month. Since she went back to her mother. So far, right?
Right. Yes, ma'am.
But then some problems arose. Your complaint is that your former mother-in-law called Child Protective Services, as well as the police, and made certain allegations against you, and you want to be compensated because you claimed those allegations were false. She knew that they were false, and she had no basis to make the calls to Child Protective Services. That's what your lawsuit is about.
Yes.
And Ms. Griffin said that she did have concern for her granddaughter, which is why she placed the calls, and she is counterclaiming for the emotional distress that she suffered as a result of the fact that you no longer let her see her granddaughter. I don't know if I'm going to even reach that because that should be the subject of a court proceeding. You were given court-ordered visitation, Mrs. Griffin, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you go back to court to enforce your visitation?
Not yet.
Well, then I'm not going to entertain your counterclaim because the court may, in fact, decide that they're going to vacate the order. I hope not. Maybe we can deal with it today so that that won't be necessary. So without getting too emotional, I want you to tell me, Ms. Griffin, since you acknowledge that you called Child Protective Services, what caused you to do that?
I can't do it without being emotional.
Okay.
The day of July 11th,
Take a breath for a minute.
while she was at our house.
Let me ask you some questions, and maybe you can compose yourself, all right? Was July 11th the day that you say this happened? Was this during a weekend visitation that you had with her? How did she come to be at your house?
This is how it started. Devin never gets to do it.
Yeah, I have to go.